Yes, guys, Liverpool 2, Man United 3, or should I say Man United 3, Liverpool 2. It's the fan calling show. You guys already know the link. It's already pinned in the chat. Jump in, come and have your say it with your chest. Come and say how you feel about the team, the result, and what's been going on at Liverpool Football Club, man. Because Man United didn't even have to work hard for that win today. They didn't do anything special to win that game today. They didn't do this magical football to create the opportunities they got today. And like I always say, man, with Liverpool always concede when we have loads of players back. When everyone's back, that's when Liverpool concede. I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's just the way that this team is kind of, I don't know, just the way this team is playing this season. When there's 2v1, 3v1, Man United can't score a goal. But as soon as there's the whole team back, there they go, man. They get their goals, man. But Liverpool went 2-0 behind, came back, made it 2-2, and then gifted another opportunity, man. Bad clearances today cost us, man. Bad moments, bad clearances, whatever it is, man. It's not good. It's not good, man. But listen, guys, the link is there. Click it, commentate with your chest, man. Everyone gets their 3 minutes. 3 minutes, guys. And then I'm letting the next guy go. So if you haven't finished up, that's down to you, but I'll click you out and get the next person in. Joseph is first, and Dean is after that. Bear with, man. Let's get Joseph. Are you ready, brother? Let me know. All right.
See, we have bad owners. Owners that want to win profit would have taken slots out of this team for a very long time. Slot has lost 18 games. 18 games for crying out loud. And this man is still fucking here. This man is still here. McAllister is useless. Absolutely useless. Oh my God. This man has lost it. Wait. I'm not a match going fan, but the match going fan, can't they just bring out a placard and like, we don't want this manager anymore? Are they happy with what they are seeing? Are they? What is happening now? Liverpool Football Club, a manager losing 18, and you're still keeping him. Man, ends. I'm not even gonna stay up to 3 minutes. Good night. God bless you. I'm fucking tired.
All right, bro. Joseph ain't even happy, man. Shit, our boy. Dean, let's go, man. Let me reset the timer.
So I'm gonna have more time once. I'm gonna take some of this time, bro.
Nah, bro. 3 minutes.
Don't do me like that, bro. I need to stay on the panel as well. Later on, I have so much to say, man.
All right, then when we finish up, then I'll get you back in. But go ahead, bro.
Bro, what is happening right now, man? What is really going on, bro? What is going on, man? Bro, I don't know how if sacking can literally get you promoted and a contract extension. I'm not trying to. I don't even know if we're playing football or. Imagine the pundit saying we are a 5-a-side team, but a bad one. Just think about it. Just imagine people saying we look like a 5-a-side team, but a bad one. I couldn't try to figure out like what is going on. We don't have a striker, but we play like when we have Isak or Eketike in front, we don't give them the ball. They have to come and face the ball. When we don't have a striker, we're playing like we have a striker. It's like cognitive dissonance. We are so confused. And this someone is there on the touchline saying everything is fine, it's calm. Like, what's going on, man? Like, really, like I have no idea. And he's been saying, yeah, he wants to play like PSG, but this is not what PSG is like. He's got slow midfielders. He's still playing Curtis Jones on right back. His team selection is really bad. His love for Gakpo and Gravenberg. And this man, McAllister, has been the worst midfield. The way he's playing is like I think he's preserving himself for the World Cup. I don't think he's playing this football like he wants. I think he knows that if he puts in hard work, he's going to probably gets injured and he might not play the World Cup. Most of these guys, at the moment, they've already accepted that we've been awful. So they know, okay, if I put in the work, if I run, if I do this, if I put in the mouse, I might not play the World Cup. I have no idea. And then we bring in Chiesa, we bring in Rio to say, go ahead. And the tactic is to say, you put in Rio, then you isolate him on that left wing. Everybody goes overloading one side. Now you say, Rio, beat 5 players, and then we hope that you score. Like, what is this tactics, man? What are the adjustments? Even from the beginning, what is the game plan? We hope that Vets will do some magic. Ekatika will shoot. What's his name? Gakpo will shoot. And I have no idea what's happening right now.
I can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on, bro.
And the owners are happy chilling, smoking cigars. They're chilling right now, saying, "No, it's all gonna work out as long as we have the Champions League." Okay, man, I'll speak later, but I have no idea what's happening, man. Let's bring someone else, bro.
I'll bring you back after, bro. Big up, man. Big up. YUSUF, are you ready, brother?
Yo.
Yo.
Oh my god, bro! I
Talk to me
can't even.
about your team, man.
I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed. Like I really wanted us to just win this game. You understand? Just for pride's sake. But it is what it is. In terms of the game, I'm still on Verts, man. I love this guy, and people need to take their eyes off that guy because as a football player, he got moved left, right, middle. Like he just got moved. The manager don't know what to do with him. Like, and how can you have a manager you don't know what to do with your main midfielder basically? Like that's disgraceful. That's embarrassing, bro. Like, just keep it very simple. Like that's why I like Carrick because he just kept it very, very simple. Just play what makes sense, bro. Like Rio should have started. Gakpo in the middle if that's what you want to do. Calm, and then Verts in the middle with Soboslai maybe on the right side, or if it's Frimpong, it's Frimpong. You understand? But Rio defo should have started. Matt Callister. The reason why Matt Callister is getting cooked as well is because he's more of the deeper player. I saw sometimes he was more deeper than the first half anyway. He was more deeper than Grav. Grav was more like attacking than him. But then the second I think they kind of swapped. But this was just open as well. It was just easy to play, bro. Like it was just so easy to play, bro. Like this is not football, man. Like I can't believe what I just like, and can people leave Soboslai alone? Like all these lots saying he just runs, bro. I can't lie. In this football that we're in, running is so important. So that should even be a bonus. Like man could he can shoot from far. He's got a free kick in him. He can score like that. He can press. He can, bro. That's the type of player you kind of need in your midfield. So all we need is I don't know what's going on with Gravenberch as well in terms of he behaved like I don't want to be rude, but he behaves too sassy, bro. Like a man can't be that tall and you behave that sassy, bro. Like you just jump for the ball, like make quicker decisions, bro. Like be stuck in. Like he's just too sassy. Oh yeah, one more thing. Yeah,
Cool.
sorry. Verts. I love Verts, yeah, but one thing I'll say, yeah, he's just everything has to be nice and neat. Like his shooting's got to be there's no power. Like, bro, sometimes, bro, just whip it in, power, pace. But I've watched Verts play a couple times in real life. So that's my daughter sleeping. But I've watched Verts play in real life, so I know he's better than this. Apart from that, I can't lie. Him even subbing and Robbo, I think that was a bit rude because that wasn't the sub that we needed. First, that shouldn't be your first sub. That was even rude, for me. And then not even Chiesa, bro. Man's not even rating Chiesa. This guy needs to
Hey,
bro.
YUSUF, let me get the next one on there. Nah, if you want to, I'll
Somebody
bring you
should
back
slap
in.
his head,
I
man.
like a lot
Oh,
on your chest, bro. I'll bring the
see,
next
look.
one and I'll get you back.
All right, cool.
Cool. Nah, everyone's got a lot to say today, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Let's go, Mike. Let's get Mike in.
Yo,
Yes, bro.
big up, Pens. Hope
Big
you're
up,
well,
man.
man.
Are you still
Hope you're well.
taking? Are you still taking time off, or are you? You back now?
Yeah, bro. I started watching that game in the 86th minute. I watched for 3 minutes. I can tell you exactly how the whole game went.
All right, go on, run it, man. Run it. You got your 3 minutes. Run it.
They're absolutely, dude. There's no need, guys. It's May 3rd. It's May 3rd, 2026, and people are sitting here and they're losing their mind, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. We're gonna end up in a Champions League spot. It's fine. He's gonna stay. It's all good, right? Like, you know, the slot system is get the ball out wide to the winger, play, you know, keep me up with the winger and the fullback, and then rotate it back to the center backs. And let's repeat that for 90 minutes, and hopefully someone will score. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm surprised at people's anger. I don't really understand it. It is what it is. It is what it, like, McAllister's terrible. We all knew that. I did see him mess up one pass to Soboslai. I didn't watch the whole game. But it just doesn't matter. It just, as long as this guy's here, it doesn't matter, because even if the team does win, you're probably sitting there and thinking to yourself, you know, I don't know if that was a team win. I mean, I'm looking at the Premier League table right now. Dude, this team has lost one less game than Sunderland. That's the difference. Arne Slot's Liverpool is one less loss than Sunderland. If Liverpool win the last 3 games, that's an 18-point drop-off. That's an 18-point drop-off with 500 million pounds spent. You spent £500 million and you got 18 points worse. That's horrendous. That's 6 losses worse. You're basically just adding 6 losses to the previous season. But yeah, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's the worst season we've had in a long time, and it's just Man United. And Man United aren't winning. They're not even winning a trophy this season. You know, like 5 years from now, you're not going to look back at this and say, "Oh, they did the double over us." You're not. Like, it's going to go away. There's no need to lose your mind over this game. Let them talk. Let them scream. They have to figure out what they're going to do with their manager over the summer. Our club seems to be content with mediocrity, which is fine, you know. And if that's the case, you shouldn't allow this club to have such an impact on your day and have such an impact on how you feel and how you react to the game, because that's just negativity, dude. Like, this club doesn't care about you. These players don't care about you. You could see it in the fight at the end. I was watching the players walk off the pitch, and I'm like, these guys look like they just drew to Burnley. Like, they look like they could not care less that they just went to Old Trafford and lost. It looked completely meaningless. I just saw blank faces that had no life walking off the pitch. If they don't care, why do you care? That's all. Like, that's the whole message of this. Either way, I'm enjoying my sabbatical. It's fantastic. I wake up, I feel great. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. We'll see what the future holds. But big up, Ends. Doing the Lord's work over here. Doing the Lord's
appreciate you, bro, man. It's about for the people, by the people, man. But big up. Yeah, let's see the in, man. Big up, bro.
How's it, man?
I'm all right, man. You tell me, bro. You talk to me and how you saw the game today, man.
Listen, I appreciate Mike's ability to, like, you know, separate himself from. My head is gone. I'm fucking livid, bro. Because listen, the manager, first of all, his whole plan is pass to Rio, inshallah. Like, that was all we were doing, though. Rio, do something. Like, throw Rio at every problem. And Rio was kind of succeeding, bro. It's like, I don't even know what to say about this guy anymore, bro. Like, there's nothing we can say that hasn't been said anymore, bro. I need to cover some of these players, bro. 280 grand a week for you to jog around like you're playing in your garden. Ryan Gravenberch today, oh my God, I don't want to see him the rest of that. I'm sick of him. I am sick of him, bro. Kevin De Bruyne, one of Man City's greatest ever, one of the Premier League's greatest ever. He ran his fucking balls off until he couldn't anymore. Until the day he left, De Bruyne worked harder than you. Who does this guy think he is, bro? Why the hell are you jogging around? Did you see how easy? Just put the ball over to Gravenberch. He's going to watch it. Oh, okay, I guess I'll have to try. Disgrace, bro. McAllister, I give like a little bit of leeway because I think his legs are like, McAllister, he needs to go to Turkey for the hair, leave him there. Like, go Fenerbahce, go Trabzonspor, whatever, bro, leave him there. And I'm sorry, bro, I backed him. This next player, I backed him. Florian Wirtz, I tried. Now I tried to back him, bro. I can handle an adaptation period. I can't handle you being a coward. This guy's a coward. Every single big game, be it Old Trafford, Galatasaray away, Chelsea, every single big game, he shrinks. He looks like an academy kid. We paid £100 million for Odegaard. A right-footed Odegaard. He doesn't do anything, bro. How are you getting shown up consistently by a 17-year-old? How does a 17-year-old take more responsibility and impact the attack more than you do? Have some flipping shame, bro. And listen, yes, he's been played each and every way. Make a difference, bro. Soboslai's been played right back, number 10, number 8, number 6, right wing. Soboslai's been played everywhere, bro, but he still impacts it to the most of like his ability. This guy's just sitting there scared, bro. Bro, I'm sick. I'm sick of this, bro. I'm sick of this coward team, bro. My head is kettled, dude. I'm absolutely kettled, bro. What the fuck is Van Dijk doing for that first goal? What are you doing, bro? Where's the intensity? Where's the desire, bro? What am I watching? Mike's right, bro. These guys don't care. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose to Chelsea, lose to Villa. They don't care, bro. They don't have it in us like we do, bro. How do we give Gravenberch and Gakpo that extension, bro? What am I watching, bro? These guys, like, bro. And by the way, if Arne Slot lasts longer than Salah, I'm not watching. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Anyways, bro, shut up, bro.
Big up, bro. Appreciate you being honest, man. Big up to you. Damn, son. Let's get JP in the building. JP, bro, over to you, man. The man of reasoning. Let's see if you
Yeah,
the
no,
head hot today or the head.
yeah. I don't know. It's not as serious, like in my humble opinion, bro. You know, with experience, I don't know how some of these callers, they age and everything, but like, I mean, you have to be calm. You have to have experience. You have to be educated enough to know that you will have ups and downs. Is a football game. Is more important things than watching football, you know. And we've seen last season, we had the joy and the happiness, and this is one of the times where we have to stick with the team and back the team, because you know it's like if you're backing a football, it's like a marriage. You know, you will have ups and downs. It's not going to be sweet all the time, right? And that's where the growth comes. You know, for me, it's clear to see what happened in the other caller who called about Wirtz. You know, Wirtz playing on the left, false 9, forward, middle, right wing, right back, left back, and then we want to come and criticize him here, and then say, I think these players know that they have nothing to play for. Champions League is basically secured with one win. One more win. So these players kind of protecting themselves for the World Cup. You could see it, right? You just see a mate going down at a TK, had a real good season. You just see a mate going down after running his socks off in a PSG game and got injured and missed the World Cup. In the back of your mind, these players like Gravenberch, Frimpong, Wirtz, who else? McAllister. These guys want to play in the World Cup. I'm not saying it's right, but you and I watch too much of football to understand the reality of things. If you go on your players and you get injured in the World Cup, it's things. So these players want to experience these kind of things, and like when you're saying something like a 17-year-old putting out more performances than Wirtz, Rio not going to the World Cup, right? So Rio trying to prove something. Szoboszlai running his socks off, he didn't qualify for the World Cup. Right, so we have to be real, and I'm not saying, and I'm saying it is right to do that, but you have to understand the psychology of these players. You just see a mate at a TK going down with Achilles. He not even missing the World Cup, he missing most of next season as well. You see Isak get injured. You have really nothing to play for really, and Champions League is guaranteed. Why risk things? And these guys know that they're starting fresh after the World Cup, and they come into to prove this season wrong, probably in the future. I just not seen it with this manager, but I don't want to see the fans coming out here and losing their heads over a game and you know, kind of thing. So let's be real, guys. We will have good seasons and bad seasons, and let's wait and hope next season we have a good time. Yeah, brother?
All right, big up JP. If you're chilling, let me know and I'll
Yeah,
get the
yeah,
next
chilling.
one.
So if you're
Cool.
thing,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll get the next one and I'll get you in. Yusuf, you're next. Yes, sir. Is it yes, sir? Yes, sir. Big up, bro.
Yeah, big up, man. Can you hear me, by the way? Just wanted to
Yeah, I
check
can
that.
hear you loud and clear, bro.
Cool. Well, first of all, shout out to you, man. Thanks for doing
Big
this.
up,
Right?
man.
Yeah, blessing for Liverpool, man. Honestly, it was a hard season. It's a hard season. But yeah,
Trust.
man. Where to start? Same old, isn't it? Like, I'm not to like partly on the manager and the part of the player. Like on the manager's perspective, like my biggest problem isn't even what we do with the ball. We're like one of the worst teams without the ball in the league. Like the first 6 minutes, we're just getting carved apart left, right, and center, and he just standing there not changing anything. Another thing, why is it like we just focus on putting a bunch of players in the box and not try to close down spaces when players are like putting a box like a cross in or take a shot? Like I remember the Brighton game, like the amount of times we allow Minte, the time in the world, just cross in constantly and just pray that it doesn't, one of the defenders like Van Dijk, Konate will deal with it. Just doesn't make sense. His substitutions, you wait till the 75th minute to bring Rio on, and he was our best player. Like you then decide in genius, I'm gonna take off one of my defenders when I have a midfield that can't defend for Chiesa. Like it just the decision making he does not make sense. And I've been saying it, like I've been like holding on to Scorpion that they're gonna sack him because they won't give him a new contract. But with all this talk about like him getting like his crew in, I'm just worried they're gonna give him a year extension and give him all these players, and then like if it doesn't work out, they'll just sack him in October, November when it's just like the season's gonna be ruined again. I don't understand. But some of these players need to be held accountable. Like our midfield, like Grav and Birch and McAllister. I said I wrote a tweet like after our Sunderland game when we like drew 1-0 to them. What do they do? Like in possession, they're useless. They can't retain the ball. They always pass it side to side. Off the ball, they're not going to do anything. I don't understand. And this manager insists on, and if you're training Yoni, what are you doing? Because you're seeing these midfielders putting crap performance up to crap performances. You come on, like every time he's come on, he's actually been really good. Like with the microwave minutes he gets, but still nothing. And with Florian Wirtz, he was one of my favorite players to watch, like last season, non-Liverpool players to watch. I was so gassed we signed him, but I'm very worried about him. Like, I understand like the situation. This is a dysfunctional team, but the fact that the only big game I can look to you and say, yeah, you held your own and you really like took this game by scruff and neck, really decided to change this game, was Newcastle. Like some of these games, you're like allowing other individuals to have a more of a mantle of this game than you are, and it's just not good enough. Like, why is the 17-year-old coming on and he's the one that has to impact the game? Why is it when we're playing PSG at home, Salah's coming on, who's been absolutely woeful this season, and he's going to be more decisive than you? It should be the other way around. And yeah, listen, a lot of these players need to go. This manager needs to go like next season. I can't. If I'm seeing him at the dugout next season, I'm tuning to Serie A football. Listen, I don't listen. This the football's fun out there. There's tons of scandals. Like it's just entertainment. I'm not doing this next season. I can't. Let's just be a once only. But yeah, man, big up to you, man.
Big up, man. Big up, man. Oh boy, Liverpool, man. This is what you're causing, bro. The fans. Let's get Cali in, bro.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Big up, bro,
Hans. How are you
man.
doing?
Big up, man. How are you?
Good afternoon where I am actually, or greetings. I know you're 5 hours ahead.
Yeah.
do you know the sad thing is? When the game went 2-2, I didn't celebrate, you know.
I hear it.
Because there was nothing, there was never any pattern of play in that game. I mean, no defensive cohesion. Midfield was completely overrun. We lost all our 50-50s. I knew that it was only a matter of time, and I hate to say this is a long time Liverpool fan, but I have to go with my Trinidadian brethren there, JP, you know, my compatriots. I mean, why should I send up my blood pressure for these people? You know, they obviously their minds are in the USA. I get it. You know, they want to represent their country in the World Cup. So if they're in business, or put it, I mean, you probably don't understand their trends, but if they don't care, why should I? Why should I invest myself emotionally? Because, I mean, any serious club, honest thought would have been fired in November. He should. Xabi Alonso is probably going to be Chelsea manager because we don't have serious owners. You know, we are going to be made a fool of by Chelsea yet again. They're taking the mick now, you know. I mean, it's just poor defensiveness. We did not close down for the third goal. We did not close down for the first goal. All right, the second goal that Manchester United scored, that was a 6-1, half a dozen the other. You know, that could have gone either way. But I mean, I am not going to be blaming any referees. I know I've heard some people say, well, you know, Bruno should have gotten a red card. That would have had no bearing on the outcome. You know, the team's defense performance today is a reflection of the weak, spineless mentality of the head coach. Sorry, head coach, not manager. Whatever kind of crazy setup we have there. You know, I do not see players willing to fight for the badge. You know, I mean, there seems to be no patterns of play. Like, I'm watching a Peacock commentator, Lee Dixon. He was like a broken record. Liverpool has no pattern of play. Nobody's making runs. Everyone is basically static in midfield. Everybody is standing around. United have chance to get to set up in their defensive shape and let us just play the ball around in the middle of the park. They basically gifted us 2 goals. They probably felt sorry, saying, nah, we can't humiliate them. Because, you know, maybe part of the conspiracy theorists and say, well, maybe they have a vested interest in that bald imposter staying in charge. We don't want to humiliate Liverpool because maybe FSG might wake up and do the right thing and fire him. So they make the game look, they made the game look quote unquote competitive, but they realized that, you know, we were second best. I hate to see Liverpool fan, but I did not see any world in which we were winning today. A draw was the most we could have hoped for, but I know we were that incompetent that we were probably going to give up the decisive goal. Anyway, Ends, thanks for your time. You know, big up everyone and have a good one. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Bro. Big up, man. There you go. Big up to Cali, man. Let's get Paul in. Paul next.
Good afternoon. I'm not going to rant and rave. I'm not going to bother ranting and raving because, you know, I've already written the season off. It's done now. It's over for me. So, you know, and if he's here next season, you know what I said before, I'm out of here. I'm on sabbatical. So, you know, but I think the scoreline flattered us, to be honest with you. I mean, the 2 goals we scored were gift wraps. I mean, they were trying to play out from the back, and we just basically pounced on 2 of them mistakes basically and scored their goals. But
yeah,
I feared the worst when they were 2-0 up. I thought, no, they could have been 4 or 5 and out of sight quite easily in the first half. To be honest with you, without them playing well. I mean, I don't think they played that well actually to actually be 2-0 up. And I don't think they would have played well to be if they had been 4 or 5-0 up, because we are so open. I mean, we were open like a lady's blouse. Seriously, that's how poor we were. But how you're playing your most press-resistant midfield at right back is unbelievable. Your most press-resistant midfielder at right back. It's criminal. He should be in the midfield, and McAllister should be on the bench, to be honest with you. And if they get rid of him, I tell you, man, these guys that run our football club and are meant to know football ID and talent ID need to go, because they've got no talent ID at all if they get rid of him. Yeah, and they keep Gravenberch and they keep McAllister. I'm serious, and Gapco as well. If those players are still here next season and Curtis is gone, it will give me the right to justify my sabbatical and away from this club. Yeah.
Fairs.
So that's just me. I just can't take any more of that. Like I said, my mental health is more important than sacrificing myself for this club under this manager. He just needs to go. I'm sorry. And can I just say one thing about rumors that we're bringing in Adam Wharton? I would bypass Adam Wharton. I wouldn't buy him personally. I don't think he's even worth 70 million. So I will get midfielders that can hold on to the ball, that also have energy, like a certain Vitinha and Yao Neves and even Bernardo Silva. So please get me Mateus Fernandes, Yao Gomez. I can name a few others which are not on the tip of my lip right now, but just get me those midfielders that can actually play.
Fairs.
but as long as he's not here anyway. So thanks for having me on. I'll let you get
Always,
someone else on.
appreciate you sharing your thoughts, man. Let's get Grav. Hey, Grav, come and defend your guy, man.
Which one?
People, Grav's in it. The people are
Let me
cooking.
talk about the players for 1 minute, and then I'll talk about something else for 2 minutes. All right, boom. People who said McAllister's better than Gravenberch, I need them to come to the front, because McAllister wasn't involved in he was involved in the first goal, the second goal, and the third goal. Every single goal, McAllister played a part. So that's him out the way. I need him to leave. Gravenberch, I need more tenacity. I need more passion. I need more desire. And for people getting onto Florian Wirtz, I'm going to have to take off my glasses for this one. How many people have played the number 10 in football? The number 10 can only be as good as the people around him. I've played the number 10. If I'm getting the ball, if it takes me, like, if I have to beat 2 or 3 defenders and then look up and there's no movement ahead of me, of course I'm going to lose the ball every time. What do you expect? You have no options to give it to. Every single time you look up, no one's within a 5-yard proximity of you. There's nothing you can do. You're guaranteed to lose the ball every time, because the only way you can go is backwards. And just getting onto the players. Have you seen Salah's like thingy? What's it called? Like tribute on the Sky Sports Premier League.
Yeah.
In that last 3 minutes, it's very damning, because he said his biggest.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
His biggest concern was how he said to the people higher up that they need to get people that are going to set an example, go to the gym early, and blah blah blah. What does that show to us? If Salah's saying that, we lack mentality, we lack leadership, and and there's a drop in standards. Everything we've been saying all season. So maybe it's not a technical problem. Maybe it's more of a psychological problem. Maybe that's what it is, because sometimes you don't need the most technically gifted players to play well. Henderson, Milner, they weren't the most technically gifted players, but because the standards have dropped, because there's no like pressure. Even I think in another interview, like the one with Gerrard, he said that how Klopp didn't have to make them work. They knew to work because of if you didn't perform in training, this guy's going to come take your spot. With a lot of these players, they can relax in training because they know they're going to start on the weekend, because there's no pressure, there's no intensity, and what you do off the pitch is heavily reflective of what you do on the pitch. So there's a clear psychological problem, and I feel like what we have to fix, it's not even just the core in terms of like on the pitch. You have to fix the core off the pitch. Get players who will like just be harsh on everyone else, set the standards early, come into the gym early, work early. Because if you do that, people are going to feel like they should come in early and do all these things early. You do that, the level's going to automatically raise. Players are going to start performing more. Players are going to be more on it. Players are going to want to win more. And also that is also kind of down to the manager as well, that not getting these players to fix up. But
big up to you, bro. Nah, you're right as well, man. But big up to you.
Big up, man.
Big up, man. No, he's right, man. That last 3 minutes, if you guys watch it, Salah was saying my main concern is about the standards in it, and what after that, who's going to set the standards. And I'm just like, yo, he said that's his biggest concern. I'm like, bro, you're about to leave. He's like, nah, forget me leaving. My concerns about Liverpool continuing to win. And we're not going to do that under this manager, under this regime. Big up, KWASI, man.
Big up, my brother. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. Chilling as always, bro. Yeah, I mean, creating a platform for the people to come and share their opinions after the game.
Man, big up to you, man. You're the only one, man. You're the only one. And that's coming from Chris. You know what I mean? You're the only one. And I have to give you your flowers.
Appreciate it, man.
I was going to talk about the game, but the brother before you, GRAV, and yourself, say something that now I think about it, that Salah, I'm sorry, Salah, you are a legend. And I need you to be quiet and leave as a legend. Just like Henderson did, just like Mane did, just like our favorite Stevie G did. Salah talks too much conspiracy behind the scenes that I don't want to hear about it. This is my club. We are not perfect. I know that. And what he said, that 3 minutes, is very telling. But guess who is telling on too? Him, Virgil, and Alisson. Because you guys were supposed to set that standard. And today was the obvious to tell us that you guys did not set the standard. Yes, you have World Cup coming up. But still, there is a standard. Did we see that standard today? No. So yes, Salah, you should have been. Yes, we've seen your body of work, your personal money you put. Not even money, the dedication. I need to stop using money like LeBron spent. No. You have to make the decision that you want to do that. And Salah, Ronaldo, Messi, LeBron, them type of people, they put in the work. But if people behind you don't do the same thing, then guess who? My brother, you're not a leader as you thought you were. Today, we saw it with Virgil. What did Virgil do today? First goal is on him. Second goal on him. I'm sorry. Yeah, McAllister, what were you doing? Clear the ball. You're trying to clear with your knee. What the hell? You know what I mean? These guys needs to stop talking and show us what those standards are, because we haven't seen those standards in a very long time. And as an institution, as Liverpool, that's not supposed to happen. So yes, Salah, you're a legend. You're going to leave us one. I need you to be quiet. Stop these interviews of there's always something behind the scenes. And no, that's not what a Liverpool legend does. Every club is not perfect. Liverpool is not perfect. You and I can sit here and talk about even all the greats. They will tell you nothing is perfect, but guess what? You make the best out of it. If you didn't see, you saw something. A couple games that we've seen Salah play, and we were like, bro, you should at least give the pass to Wirtz. Let him build his confidence up. That is leadership. And yes, Wirtz, we need to start looking at you, man. I don't know where these stats are coming from. You creating all these things. I don't know what kind of creation they are, but I haven't seen it. This is your first year, so I'm going to let you ride on this year. But after this year, brother, we're going to be on you. And Ent, you are a coach. We need to be worried about Rio. They are not developing him well enough. That third goal, he was part of it. He fell asleep. Hence the reason why they switched him to the other side. You could also blame the manager. But when he had the ball and he started running, where are you going? We need to talk about Rio, because it's either they are not developing him and it's the manager's fault, which we should blame. Two, whoever they bring him, if it's not good enough, we have to send this kid on loan, because he's not going to learn anything. And just like Salah is saying, nobody there to set up the high standard. So how is he going to learn? Somebody needs to tell him. Somebody needs to tell him. And I don't see anybody giving him that high standard. He's just playing, trying to be excitable. He's exciting when we see him. But what is he doing that we haven't seen before? What is he doing? Like, what is he really, really doing? And big up on your show. I wish I was there. You and what's my brother name? That the hard questions that you guys. Who
was it? Dean Cal?
Dean. Big up to Dean, man. Sorry about that. Those are the show that I think you should do every week. And I'm so mad that I wasn't part of it. We Liverpool fans need to start asking hard questions. We need to stop this. Alonso, what? What is Alonso going to do? Tell me what Alonso has done in his body of work that he's going to put us to the higher standard beside, he was a cult hero. We need to stop that. This is Liverpool, and we need the best fit for Liverpool. None of this, let's get this guy because he's going to do this because he did well here. No, we need the right fit. And right now, FSG, Edwards, what's the other guy's name? Hughes. You guys are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing us, and something got to stop. Big up to Pops, man. JP, when I see Dean is in the house.
Listen,
Your Honor ends. I don't like how KWASI is berating my client. You know, I need to approach the bench, and the next time I hear slander, you know, Your Honor, when you look at the team, we have a central midfielder playing right back. We have a right back, a natural right back playing right wing. We have my client is playing left wing. He didn't play 10 today. He played every possible position but his favorite position, right? And then they want to come to my client and then they want him to perform magic. If you look at the stats, Your Honor, if we have a team around Wirtz, if you watch his career and you have a team around Wirtz, that's why we spend the big bucks, Your Honor, not to make him a part of a well-oiled machine, but for him to be the future. And this season, We're not doing that. And I'm guaranteeing you, Your Honor, I'm keeping all the receipts, because when in 5 years he decides to leave and people start to burn his shirt and give him the same treatment as Coutinho, I will be coming on this stream with all the receipts and saying the same thing, because it not, that's what I'm saying, it's not making sense to come on here and curse and to bring your blood pressure up when we know exactly what's going on. It's not making sense, right? And I am very fair and I'm very honest. If we get a new manager and then you see Florian not, I will be the first to come and bring my own receipts and then stay quiet and humble myself, right? But we have to be real, guys. We have to be real. We cannot say and blame Florian Wirtz and blame these players and stuff when it is he played every position outside of his natural position today, and then we want to come and blame brother. So I said I'm giving up on one of the world's best player in the future to come, and then we want to give up on this brother. Nah, man. I've been all kicks aside, guys. We doing this 6 months ago. We know what was happening. They have nothing to play for this season. We start this season bad. God rest his soul. Jota. We lost some players due injury. Look, Isaac didn't play today. Bird's transition was real bad. And we have to just be realistic. There are good seasons and bad seasons. Look at Man U. They have the most Premier Leagues in the history of any club, and they now make Champions League in how much years? You have ups and down seasons. I just hope this is not us going back down. But you have good seasons and bad seasons. So let's just, hope we get Champions League this season, back the boys, and then watch the World Cup, watch our players in the World Cup. Hope they come back injury-free. And let we go next season with a fresh start, and let's move on, man. Let's go.
Pops, welcome to the stream as well, man. Before you go, Dean, I want to get Pops.
Prosecution rest.
Prosecution rest. Pops, how did you watch the game?
Quasi, I hope you're ready for court, I hope you're ready for court, Quasi.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and then come back. I took all the notes.
Court coming for you. When ends call you to court, just respond. Any season when ends call you to court, just respond. That's all you gotta do.
Did you go to the parade last year? Spiritually or physically? Did you go to the parade last year, Pops? Spiritually or physically?
Spiritually.
Okay.
Spiritually,
So
of course I was there. Of course I was there spiritually. Of course.
Spiritually, I was there physically, man, and it was crazy still, man.
Spiritually,
that's what burns the most.
I was there with you, Ed. In spirit, I was there, man.
Bro, listen, I was there enjoying myself. The people was great. The fans, the team, whatever, man. It was good. It was good. It was a good vibe. The expectation after leaving there, I was like, yeah, beating my chest. Yeah, we're going again next season. My team, seeing the money we spent, and then he started selling everyone. I said, hold on a minute. Hold on one second. So that triggered me. The Diaz one still to this day irritates my soul, bro. Because I was watching my team going, oh, you guys are going away from... Did you listen to the fans on this one? Is that what it is? You listen to the fans and the fans convince you Diaz didn't offer nothing. Now I keep hearing everyone, you know what we need? We need someone, a fast winger that gets in behind and, just occupy. And I'm like, well, we had one. Yeah. We did have one, right? Now he's cooking.
We didn't. Don't let anybody tell you we did, because the majority of them said get him out.
Yeah.
The majority was saying get him out. At one point, he was a Beijing. He wasn't even Colombian no more. I had to give him.
What's his name?
You come here by me, and everything can be cool. You come here by me.
Where is Chris?
Respecting you.
Where is Chris? Get Chris out.
You come here by me and hold tight. No, but
Chris took his passport from him, bro.
No, but he was. Right, let's be honest. If we're being honest, right? If we're being honest about the player that we're seeing versus the player that we had, in the same thing.
Yeah.
That guy isn't that.
Yeah, go on.
It's not the same thing. And the other thing is this. Every time we talk about the Bundesliga, we talk about Bundesliga tax. So we always say, but this man scored 100 goals in Bundesliga by his Bundesliga tax. This man. So for some reason, it works from Bundesliga to to the Premier League, but not the Premier League to the Bundesliga. I don't understand. But I
Do you
don't
know
have
what
a
it-
problem with selling Lucho. I didn't because he was at the age he was at and the salary that he said he wanted. I said, okay, I understand it as a business decision. Good. But go and buy me somebody else. People think, right, that we spend a lot of money. If it was up to me, we would not spend money. We would not spend. You don't care how much people say, well, you spend 700 million. Yes, 700 million. Who cares? You had to replace Lucho on the left wing because you were not going to play Rio as a left-sided player all season long. So you had to buy a player. You had to. You never bought the replacement for Salah, and you still was scrambling around for the replacement for Van Dijk. The option was to give them the extension to buy the successors, not just give them the extension. It was extend and buy, so that at any point in time in the season, they started to look a little like wear and tear, and yeah, bring in this guy here for a couple games, bring in that guy for a couple games. And it wasn't about a drop-off. It was that they're older, so you want to protect them for 2 years anyhow. You want Van Dijk to play 2 full years of his contract. Get in another man so Van Dijk don't go run out in the Carling Cup. So Van Dijk ain't go run out in the FA Cup. So Van Dijk ain't go run out against Barnsley or whoever, Burnley or whoever. But no, we didn't do that. We should have spent more money because Verts and Isak are 2 players that you're not going to turn down. If someone says to you at the end of a season, here's Verts and Isak, you can get them both. You saying yeah. No one's going to say, nah, not the 2 of them. And yes, it might not be your style or whatever, but you're not telling me that you're willingly turning down those 2 world-class players to add to your team. You're not. As much so, a man that come in now say, well, yeah, you know, I didn't really fancy Isak. I said, okay, well, you didn't fancy Isak, but a player of Isak's quality isn't a player that you can turn on, right? Nah, you're right, yeah. Now the injury thing, oh yeah, he was always injury prone. Yeah, the problem was he had a preseason. We've always seen what preseason means. When Gravenberch didn't have a preseason, what did we get? When McAllister didn't have a preseason, what did we get? When Fabinho didn't join and didn't have a preseason, what did we get? No, I mean, we've seen it over the years. If you don't have a preseason with us, it's significant.
Yeah.
Boy, this is where we're at, man. We had a squad and we just sold everyone, man. And I know we got this team. We had 5 teenagers on the bench today, you know.
Yeah.
5 teenagers on the bench today.
But you said it in your stream. You said it with your stream with Diaz. Look how Diaz looking in Bayern Munich. And it's not because there is a difference of there's the physicality and stuff, but he's allowed to express himself in a team like that, right? And when he was on the slot, really is when on the club, when Klopp now bought him, he was doing flexi trap and the ball with flexi, and and all of a sudden you stop seeing that because it's like, no, let's be pragmatic, collect early. You can't tell a player saying, look at PSG. You figure Luis Enrique telling Kvaratskhelia how to play. No, he just say, all right, we have to let's
JP. This is what I'm saying.
Right?
I'm telling you, these men are bringing them in to turn them into simple footballers, bro. Like,
that's what
bring them in and say, no, I don't want to do none of that. We flick it. No. Like Verts right now, he's stuck between. If I flip it around the corner, what do I control it? Because if I flip it around the corner and spin and it doesn't connect, I'm getting caught. Now I'm like, so should I control it? And then he controls man, I'm gonna cook him like it's mad. And then you know what? Isak's pissed me off slightly, you know. I stayed away from the Liverpool news over the week. Since about, I can't remember when my last stream was. Whenever my last stream was, I've been disconnected with football. There's other things I've been doing, enjoying life, right? And then I clicked on my phone, looked in the Discord, they said Isak is injured. But then I clicked on Twitter and they said, nah, he's fit, it's a lie. So I'm like, I don't even care. Let me go on. Because in my mind, I'm like, surely this can't be true. So I've gone, nah, it's not true. Then today, now I've gone, Team Newsland. That's the first time, I locked back in. No, Isak on. I'm like, this guy's winding me up. And he's my guy, you know. And I'm saying still give him 6 more months to when the end of the season. Give him 6 more months next season. Don't worry. And I'm like, he got injured again after I see you fighting with Frimpong over weights.
Yeah.
So when did you get bro?
And we got, if we're going to use the same what you just said, which is a very good point, and JP, you and Dean, I think it was you and Dean talking about Isak is running 70 minutes just to have a touch on goal. This is a guy, and Pop, you are a doctor, so you could tell them whether I'm not telling the truth or not. When somebody has gone, somebody has been injured for a long time, when they come back, there is a higher chance that they're going to get injured again. It's always part of it. Look at go and run history of all the athletes. Sometimes, most of the time,
forcing him back, though. You forced him.
Most of the time, you get lucky, and it's not a long-term injury. It ends up being a short one. You know, we saw that even our own player, what's his name? Ox, long-term injury. He came back. He pulled a muscle. It's part of the muscle because the muscle has to
rejuvenate.
Yeah. But with Isak, you asked on your show, and people were telling me Isak does not give us chaos, so he's not the right fit. You did not bring Isak to do chaos. You brought Isak to stand in the box, give him the ball, and then stay back. That's it. He doesn't need to be running around.
Can I start some more propaganda, bro? Can I start some propaganda? No.
I said on your show, I didn't say it was you. I didn't say it was you.
I want to start some propaganda.
Okay, go ahead.
Shouldn't have sold Nunes. I don't care, man. You man can fight me now.
Exactly. If you want chaos.
Nah, burn everyone else, bro. We should have played it.
Go on.
Nah, man. Nah,
you know what I mean?
Nah, Nunes
the thing is, this is the thing that you guys are saying that's correct. I think Edwards, for the first, the biggest mistake Edwards has ever done for Liverpool was not bringing Cavastilia into Liverpool last year. I don't care what it is. Get him to Liverpool. He didn't want to be Napoli anymore. And you know how hard it is to get players from Napoli.
What about Elise?
What's that?
No, we're not getting Elise. We're not getting
Palace.
Remember
Elise was at Palace.
Yeah. But remember, he wasn't going to play. Why he wasn't going to play football at Liverpool? Because he's not benching Salah. He wasn't going to get the minutes.
Yeah,
he was not going to. I promise you, Elise was not going to.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So we honestly believe that there was no possibility that any quality player could join Liverpool and play football along with Mohamed Salah. There was no chance of that.
Well,
it's evidence.
Last season,
it's evidence.
Look at Salah's season last season where Olise was fitting into that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And I also wanna say something. No, I also wanna say something.
No, but we only say now because we know the end result. Prior to the season happening. What I'm saying is this: this is where you get paid the money. I provide you with the quality, your job, as well as my man Liam Racine say, man age. So I pay you to man age. That's the quality. You figure it out. You figure out how Elise and Salah and everybody else can get on the pitch and play. You figure it out.
But remember, it's not our model. Remember, that's the Liverpool policy. Is that we have a model. We have a way of doing things. You know what I mean? Don't fix it if it's not broken. So what I wanted to say though, I understand what you guys are saying about Diaz, but Diaz is, in my eyes, I don't think he's doing anything different than what he was doing at Liverpool. He's missing chances, like clear one-on-one. He's doing exactly the same. The only difference is, right, he's got the other players around him are complementing his style of play. That's the only difference. We couldn't, like, because imagine he's running his ass off, he's pressing, and he's the only one up front. If you notice, if you remember Mane, Salah, Firmino, three of them, they were the most devastating front three ever. Firmino was slow, but he was a pressing monster because he knew how to trap. Salah was also constantly coming at you. Mane was the trigger. If you notice, he was the triggering point. As soon as you see Mane moving, then Firmino, Salah, they're following him. That's why it worked. But now we have Ekatike is looking at his hairstyle and his shoes, and then Salah is waiting for the ball to come at him. And Gakpo, I don't know what he's doing. Who's gonna press?
And then someone runs out and to go and press, bro. That's what someone's just
exactly. And he's leaving that gap. He's leaving the midfield to go and press up front. And there's a big gap. That's why we're doing the 4-2-4. That formation. And the double pivot is McAllister. The man doesn't even. I think his speed should be like 28 on FIFA. The man is he can't.
You're being nice, bro. 28 is too high for anyone.
Bro,
That's
28
someone
is
that
too
can
fast.
still run.
That's too fast.
Yeah,
12.
15.
I think he's 12.
15 and
12.
12. Yeah, where they go,
Bro.
but they're like, oh, he's gone past him. Yeah, that.
and
Just
everywhere
leave,
is
just leave.
slow.
Yeah,
and then when you look at the Bayern team, and this is one thing. Remember, I was saying this when earlier when I was talking about Ekitike and Isak, saying, if you look at Man City, their system is designed to fit the striker, and eventually, even if it takes a while, but you know Haaland is gonna get chances. They're gonna pass him. You know the final pass is gonna go to Haaland. Our final pass is do something, and then if Gakpo decides to pass the striker or not, we always do this. I'm sorry, bro. The whole game, everybody's apologizing. I'm so sorry. I'm so the whole game. I'm so sorry, bro. What is that, bro?
I'm sorry, MC.
What is that?
Post cross. The man next to you making a run and you've decided to cross it. He's next to you, through
bro. And here's check this out. I promise you, for the last, I think, 20 games, when was the last time you see anyone crossing the ball? Anyone for either right back or wingers? It's been a while. It was last year. It was last year when Gakpo was doing like passing to Salah at the but now Salah is not playing there anymore. Yeah, he's not playing there anymore. He's coming inside. Right. We're not crossing the ball, and we're strikers. You know, like Isak can head the ball. Isak can finish. He craves those passes. And look, when we decide to cross or pass him, well, look what happens.
Pass it behind him.
And we don't. Yeah, and we don't. So it's been. I mean, and this is a coach. I don't think he's a manager, because if he was a manager, for me, I disagree. He's not a manager, and he's not a man manager. I thought he was, because that's what they were selling us. I was sold on Slot. He's a good man manager. He can improve He can improve the players, bro. What is this? Because if he was a good coach, if he was a good manager, we'd have improved most of our players. Like Rio, I agree with KWASI. We'd have improved Ramsey. We'd have improved Gravenberg, because Gravenberg, all he thinks is, I want to get the ball and run with the ball.
He made him worse. He said, go up there and score goals.
Yeah. He just wants to run with the ball. The man can't do a 5-yard pass. His pass completion is the worst. Like a basic, he can't. And he doesn't have the speed to recover. Szoboszlai is pressing up front. Grav messes up the pass. He has to run all the way back. McAllister is, with his wheelbarrow. And you know what I mean? What is that? What is that, guys?
You're right.
The worst thing that we saw today was McAllister led the press, Y'all saw that? McAllister led the press and said, oh my God, when you do this, what's gonna happen now? When you do this, what's gonna happen now? You're supposed to be in the pivot. What you do leading the press?
And it's a thing. I just like for me, because when I look at Dean and Ends and you're discussing and stuff, you kind of type in the chat to kind of say, well, 100% agree and stuff, because that when Ends had said, and you have to give these players freedom to be. You can't coach a player like Wirtz and Isak. You can't coach a player like Kvaratskhelia. That's why you spend the big bucks for them guys. You just say, hey, go on, make a mistake. You just do your thing. Just say, do your thing. I've been real with you. I've said this from since, I'll have to go back, since I think it was the Everton game when Gravenberch scored his goal, right? And I started to notice a pattern. Look at it. I just watch these 3 things I want you to see, because I've never seen this from Florian Wirtz ever in my life. And that's why I say people want to say, well, I will say it every time. I'm a Trinidadian, right? My team is one of the worst countries in the world. So we don't make World Cup. We don't make World Cup. Celebrate and stuff in World Cup.
Don't do that, JP. You went to the World Cup, man.
Yeah, I went once.
You went to the World Cup. You went there.
Yeah.
You went there.
Yeah. 2006,
You got big it up.
we
You
made
went
it
once. You went once.
right? Every other time, I'm back in England and Germany, right? That's the team, Gerrard and these Ballack and all of them, right? So I watch Florian Wirtz, and I am telling you, I have never seen Florian Wirtz when he was playing in Leverkusen and in Germany play so much one-touch football and afraid to get the ball. I've never seen.
Sorry.
I've never.
No.
I've never seen Florian Wirtz making a run, making our strikers run in my life. Right? I've never seen Florian Wirtz play right back and left back and right. He's always give me the ball, bro. Give me the ball, and I will do my thing. And then people want to say, oh, this player not good, this player not good. We can bring Mbappe on the slot, and then he will make Mbappe look bad, right? He will bring Kvaratskhelia here. He will make Kvaratskhelia look bad. Kvaratskhelia will get one touch in 90 minutes, right? One touch, right? Because the manager we have to get somebody who can allow these managers. You've seen it in Wirtz's face, right? If I get a ball, but let me just pass the ball and play 1-2 and just be safe because I can't express myself in this club. I might get criticized. No, let these guys play, bro. Why spend all this money to change them, right? Let them play, right?
There's a moment in the 50th. Guys, don't quote me on the time, but I'm sure it was around the 52nd, maybe 56th minute. Yeah, Wirtz picked it up in the half space, and I kid you not one man made a run. They just all stood there and go, do something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he can't go. Like, where do you want him to go?
Yeah.
There was one part, and there was one part that I think Curtis had the ball on the left side, and he was telling people, "Hey, make a run so I can pass the ball." Like, you see, JP, the part that I agree with you, yes, what the manager has done to Wirtz is frustrating. And I agree with that. The part where I'm frustrated with Wirtz, and I think most of even Wirtz supporters is he get pushed over too easily. That's the frustrating part. Sometimes it seems like he's lost. And it could be because he reads the game different than everybody else. But the part that is very frustrating, two things for me. He get pushed too easily and he doesn't shoot enough.
Right.
Like sometimes he's right there. Shoot it. That's the only reason why I would say McAllister, I would put McAllister as number 10 because McAllister don't care. He will shoot it.
He don't care. He shoot it.
That is the two things that for me it frustrates me.
That's comfort. Kwasi, to agree with you also. And when he shoots, he's the weakest shot I've ever seen. I don't know if he's shooting or passing.
That's what Germany.
Bro, like most of his when he decides to put power. When it is because he likes it has to someone said it has to look clean. Everything has to look stylish, That's what is that?
Put the ball.
What? And it's like the problem is I think we've whoever convinced our players that they're the best and the nicest and the slickest players in the world, they're always trying to show it. Like I saw at some point Curtis Jones trying to control the ball with his back inside heel like this. and then Bruno tried to do the crash under pressure. What is that? And like Szoboszlai wants to do the round thing in the midfield and it's only him. And it's like 3 players around him. And that's the problem with our squad. We've convinced them that they're the best players in the world. So in their minds, yes, they are, some of them, but sometimes basic is the best. Look at all the best, like Man City. The only player allowed to do the slick thing because he's good at it is Jackie. Everyone else is basic football. The football is constantly moving and they're very intentional. So I've noticed this. So remember what I was saying earlier, we have regarding our double pivot, McAllister or GRAV or whoever. If we put Wirtz in there, you know how long it takes Wirtz when he decides to play his actual role number 10 for him to receive the ball. Just one pass from whoever one of the two to him when he picks, because he picks amazing positions behind the strikers. But no one is looking for him because it's either sideways. Van Dijk and Konate they make the most touches, the most pass. the whole game.
Yeah.
Both of between the two of them, Van Dijk and Konate, they play the whole game for Liverpool. Between the two of them, it's give him back, and we give Mamadashvili, and we know that he's the worst when it comes to his feet, and we only decide to pass him when we see there's a pressing coming on. Then he doesn't have time to adjust. That's the ball. Instead of us thinking ahead, okay, the only reason you pass behind and you pass back is to trigger for the other team to press, so that you play around the press. But no, we don't do that. When we see them press, we panic. We either pass to the keeper, and what is the keeper doing? He's putting it, and then we lose the position. So what you can see, this is a managerial issue. We don't have the structure. Look, guys, I have no idea what his tactics are. From the now, it's making sense, because I was excited when he said this. No, I like to borrow a little bit from Klopp. I like to borrow a little bit from Pep. It's because he doesn't know how. He doesn't have his own. And now you can't do a Pep system when you don't have Pep players. You can't do a Klopp system when you don't have Klopp players, because you got rid of those players.
Yeah.
You know, Harvey Elliott would have performed very well. You see, Harvey Elliott would have performed in this game if he was in the midfield, because he understands the importance. He's got the desire. He was pressing. He was not the fastest, and we got rid of all the players that would have made a difference. That boy, what is his name? Tyler Morton would have been one of our best, just to come in. Our French players come in certain games like this, where McAllister is not playing. Okay, fine. Curtis Jones can stay in on right back. But who else do we have? Because all the best, Nyoni, we don't trust also him anymore. But you say he's one of the best midfielders young midfielders ever seen. When was the last time he played? When was the last time he?
This is a part where also I need. Yes, the manager. We know the manager. Right. I don't want to cuss. The manager. We need to look at the players. Yeah. We need to look at the players. At what point do you say I'm playing for the biggest institution in England, and I need to at least raise my standard? And I've said this over and over. Under Klopp, there was a lot of times the players were saving Klopp. Like you could tell that they did not want that standard to drop. Right? The speech, I said it again, the speech he did before the Barcelona game, corner kick quickly. He said, when you ask the players, what kind of grandiose speech he gave? He said, no. He said, when it comes to you guys, I know you can do this. That's a manager who knows if his back is behind the wall, he can count on his players. And sometimes when the player's back is on the wall, what does the manager does? He did it. We saw it with Milner. Remember when he substituted Milner, and Milner said, why did you sub me? And he said, just watch. 2 seconds later, what happened? That is what you call high standards.
So with Wijnaldum too, when Wijnaldum was upset that he didn't start in the Anfield for the Barcelona, he was the one who come on and scored two goals. Yeah. So you have players who coming on and dying for you.
Exactly. Because you are 3-0 down for a club, Messi's club.
Yeah.
And the manager, I don't care what you come up with, it's nearly impossible. But the players are like, now, Gaffer, we got you on this one. Remember, Salah didn't play because some guy decided to kick him in the head. Bobby Firmino was injured. And I think most of even Henderson, who played very well, was injured. What's his name? Robo Suarez injured him. But guess what? The players was like, nah, we're gonna take care of this. And right now, I don't see any player on our squad doing that.
But I think I have a clue. The difference, and not to compare, the difference was Klopp was a man guy. He hadn't picked his players, even if he didn't pick them. Even our French players. Remember when our season got served by Nat Phillips and Rhys Williams? The guys that were not playing at all, but because they understood now it's our turn to shine. But look why the men were bleeding with like bandages all over with the bandage on top of his hand.
Bandages.
Both of them. And because they understood we're not going to be playing all the time. But when we do, we know our time will come. But now, when you're telling me, no, I'm picking certain players because I think there is no other better players in that position, but you put them on the lineup sheet. So why are you putting Ramsey there on the bench if you don't think he fits the the position.
Why did you play Curtis as a right back?
Yeah. No, exactly, because most of the players, I'm not gonna play for a manager who doesn't believe that I'm good, I'm better. I'm not gonna play for because he doesn't believe in them. Look at Chiesa. He went on a beautiful run. He served his job at some point. Remember that run he made? And then what happened? He was rewarded with more basement, not basement. In the wall. He literally took a wall. He literally put him underground. After doing all that. And exactly, and that's why they will never fight. They're not fighting for the bed because most of these they've checked out already with the manager. Even the big guys, they've checked out because they understand. Like, I understand they say it's a Dutch thing. They're very, assertive. That come on, man. Sometimes you have to read the room. You know what I mean? Even what he said with the supporters. So imagine if he can say that to the supporters. Now imagine the players. Imagine what he says about the supporters.
Do you guys do you think it was a handball in the game or not?
I thought it was a handball.
Nah, it's a goal, man.
Yeah,
it's a goal.
Barely,
it's a goal, man. It wasn't gonna change anything, man. We suck.
It was handball.
They disallowed the goal. It would have been 2-2.
It was handball.
It was a handball.
Bigger question. No, but my bigger question is this: why you go outside of Virgil?
Yeah.
No, that's the bigger question. Let me be honest.
That's what I said.
The ground. He fell over. The ball went out. Virgil was on the right side of him. Virgil was goal side of him. The ball comes over. Fernandez heads it back over. Why is he goal side to get the touch anyway? Why is he?
We had to ask that question, Pops.
Virg, that's your man. That's your man, Virg.
We had to fix that defense.
Forget the handball.
But
that's your man. Why
again,
is he
this
goal side to get a touch? Because Freddie makes the save, Freddie makes the save.
Pops, this is the high standards that we're talking about. It doesn't matter where you have a World Cup coming. This is a high standard that sometimes you put yourself in a position where that does not happen. He put himself in a bad position now. Yeah, man, we got to start looking at the manager has to go, yes, but certain players, man, maybe they don't have the hunger anymore.
They've checked out, man.
Let me ask a question to the panel, right? Because, like, for me, like, you hear this all the time. It's two things you hear in football, right? Your midfield is the engine, and defense wins championships, right? So those are the two things, right? For me, we have a glaring problem because when I look at it, I watch my midfield today and I watch Manny midfield, right? There is Casemiro is like about 40 something, right? Young, right? With a defensive midfielder. And it showed that we have Manu has an old midfielder, defensive midfielder, a young little energetic Menu playing in the pivot, both of them playing the pivot, and Bruno is old as well, right? Bruno is just there he not focusing on running back. He just give Bruno the ball, let him spray passes and create, right? When you look at my midfield now, we have a player in Florian Wirtz who's a younger version of Bruno, right? Playing on the wing. You have a hole in the midfield because Szoboszlai playing like a kind of a false 9 or a attacking 10. You have a slow McAllister and you have a Gravenberch, there with it. So we lose in the midfield battle. And then in the defense, where I got very alarming, and this is signs where with Virgil, I've never seen Virgil in my life. I think there was a true ball that was played and he kind of gave a lazy leg and made a clearance up in the air. And then he got a next chance to clear it again. And that second chance it luckily went to Robbo or something like that, but it wasn't even like an authoritative clearance. So for me, Liverpool needs to sort out that midfield, which is the engine, get a proper specialist DM for me. And we have to sort out our right back position so that Curtis Jones, no midfielder playing in right back, and tie down Konate to our contract. We have some good young stoppers like Leone and these guys coming in. Have Kirk as a solid left back for me. And we have to sort out our defense because we can talk all we want if we don't get our midfield sorted with our defense, as I said before, the midfield is the engine, right? If you have a good midfield, you'll be successful. And then also defense wins championship. Goals wins game. Isaac and Wirtz, and they will win the games, yeah? But when it comes to crunch time for us to win titles, you need a good defense, right? And you need a good midfield to take you through. So that is more concerning. Not Isaac. Well, Isaac injury prone too, but like, I'm not worried about Wirtz, I'm not worried about Isaac, I'm not worried about these guys. I just worry that we go in the summer and we don't buy the necessary assets that we need to take Liverpool further.
Agree, man.
Defensive midfielder solves that.
What's that, Pops?
You got a proper defensive midfielder. Your centre backs don't get exposed like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is also, Pops, if you play like this,
we sure on your right hand side.
Pops.
No, you can't play like this. What's this?
Exactly.
This is the problem. What is this? What is this?
You're playing
you
with
got
no
Wirtz and
midfield.
Szoboszlai in a double 10 or whatever, and then Gravenberch and McAllister supposedly in a double pivot, but never together.
Yeah.
How a double means two, not one. Double, as far as I know, means two. Whenever I look, they only see one man. I say, wait, I thought we playing with two men here. If it's a 4-2-2-2 or a 4-2-4, it's supposed to be 2-2, 1-2, not one. And not the one that go only lean, especially.
Sometimes there's none as well, because sometimes it's Konate and
lot of
Virgil
times it's none.
Yeah.
I'm like, how would these guys making why are they making tackles in the midfield? Why is my defender?
The two of them do this. Let the two of them go apart. They start here together, and then they go further and further apart. You see this? So wait, Virgil and Ibu got to play center midfield too.
Yeah.
And then Ibu still got to play right back.
Yeah.
Because you still ain't got right back. You bring Frimpong in, don't play at right back. You play Frimpong up front and play midfield at right back.
I don't. Why didn't he play Frimpong at right back? Why didn't he play Frimpong at right back?
Position. Tell me. Explain that to me.
Today he could have played Frimpong also right back.
You are right back playing at attacking right.
Yeah.
What do you right back at right back? For heaven's sake, man.
And let him overlap.
Even the youngster,
overlap.
Even Ramsey.
It's different.
Lord,
overlapping and
you see a different
as a winger.
look shot.
It's two different things.
You see it coming from exactly.
Yeah.
Because your eyes looking at the man that is your attacking option. So if you put Dom on the wide right or Chiesa, whoever wide right, Rio wide right, and Frimpong then overlapping, imagine that. Rio and Frimpong on the same side. You want to defend out there?
Woo.
I know I don't.
Yeah, just pace, bro. Pure pace, and it's long. Pace, and one guy got the trickery.
And just keep it that side. I am not even looking to the left. Stay on the right hand side all day long. Everything right. Left side, don't worry about it. Everything here, all the time. Gakpo get in the box. Forget being left winger. He didn't have a number 9. No focal point. So what's the sense? What's the sense of playing football and you got a focal point? How are you going to score a goal? Other than the fact that we were gifted goals, how are you going to score a goal, construct a goal when you do not have a striker at all? Not even a semblance.
But Pops, were we told that Dutch people are the one who created the pass and move?
Man, not every manager has that though. Not every one of the managers have it though, innit?
That's the simplest thing you could teach people, man.
It. He lost to United twice this season. He should pack the bags and go on home right now.
10-year record.
All that back in. Sorry, man. Sorry, people.
And excuses. Oh, I got injuries.
Sorry, I ain't got it.
Bro, you're not the only manager.
I get the trophy. I get along home, man. My wife loves me and my family love me. I get along back home and I get another job. Because this you lost the hammer in a carrot. Belong home.
Bro. If that's not a 5, I mean, he should have been fighting in October. When he chose to go on vacation instead of fixing the problem.
When you lose to Amarin, right? You lose to Amarins United. 15th. Champions versus 15th the previous season at Anfield. When that game was done, I said, my man, I finished with you. That was it. I was done. I ain't seen nothing. And since then, I still ain't seen nothing. The whole season I've been looking. I tell Savage the first time we had a call, I say with you, Sav. I look in the dugout because I need to understand what we're doing. The season coming to an end, I still don't understand what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not content to see this again next season. Sorry.
That's
It's
why
not
I said.
personal.
That's why I
I just
said
don't
about
understand.
the
I do
formation.
not understand. I don't understand. I can't understand, so I'm not with it. Sorry.
That's what I
Quasi,
said about
fix it.
preseason is
It's your
important,
guys.
man. Preseason is important, guys. Because that I said, don't just think about it this season as, oh yeah, it's for fitness and whatever.
Yeah.
We need to pay attention to every game
Yeah.
to achieve how we attack, how we go to defend, how we transition. Is there any good relationship with players? Are we playing in a
Patterns of
certain way?
play.
If you don't see none of that, just
Yeah.
just give me a domestics, bro. Just go well in the FA Cup and the League Cup, and I'll be okay. Because you're not going to win the league if you don't have a good defense. You can't attack well. The structure defensively and attacking is all over the place. You got no relationship with players. You expect to win the league.
Yeah.
You expect to win the Champions
But
League
then-
when you don't know what's a team we're playing against. These men that look like they've been playing football for 10, 100 years together, that understand each other inside out. We're meant to compete. Nah, miss me out, bro. Just give me give me a little dead team. We put the first team out, go and win an FA Cup, go win the League Cup. Don't worry about it.
Win trophies. That's it.
But last season though, in preseason, a lot of players were playing in preseason and they were doing so well. And none of them were, as soon as the season started, they all went to the basement. How do you like all of them? And it brought in, imagine the players that were playing well in preseason. The new players that got in that needed time to adjust. They were supposed to be integrated slowly into the system.
Exactly.
None of them. He just put the new guys, boom, Egetika up front, boom, Isak, Vets, Frimpong, everybody go. Now you guys are. What does it say to the guys that were there that were hoping, okay, we played preseason, we did really well? Because they were like really, I saw some promising plays, I saw some combinations, I saw some good things in preseason from Nyoni, from Chiesa, from Elliott, from all these like fringe players that I'm not expecting these players to start, but at least trust them. There are certain games where you want your best players to play in the best games. But now if you're playing Fulham or these other small teams, play the senior players and fuse the small ones. Give them minutes at least. Even if you start the senior players, give them maybe 30 minutes or so. It boosts confidence because that's how they gain the experience. How are you expecting me now to perform under pressure? You're bringing me now. We're losing 3-0. You're bringing me 10 minutes before. Say, go ahead, Chiesa. Do something.
Makes no sense.
What do you mean?
I was even shocked when I saw Chiesa. But you know what the problem is, when he brought Rio on, I think Rio's obviously a very good player, but you bring him on and then you put him on the right-hand side. I'm like, no.
Yes.
Put him on the left straight away. Just send him over there. Let him go 1v1 with the guys over there. Because I know eventually you're going to put him there anyway. So why not just put him there? Why put him there from the start? Because I was watching him on the right-hand side. I'm like, he's going to cut inside. All you're doing is now congesting the side. No, put him out there so he can go line and he has the option to come. And then I'm just like, just keep Frimpong, put him at right back. It's not like he was playing. Just put him at right back and do right back now. Now you can overlap.
What he should have done was take McAllister, put Curtis in the middle and put Frimpong on the right.
We're saying it all the time, guys. We're saying it all the time. Like I don't want to get petty.
It's always not fit, bro.
When you're look at it, right? Like for those who are bringing a video game into it, right? So not AF, what they changed it to the name FIFA.
So Gomez is fit when we just have man on the bench.
Yeah,
all right, whatever.
Right. When you have FIFA and stuff and you're playing Ultimate Team and stuff back in the day, and you had this where chemistry was important, right? So I'm just giving context. Chemistry, if you have a high chemistry, team will perform better, it will move smoother with the control and stuff. If you do have your chemistry low, they will be sluggish and stuff, right? When you put Jones at right back, Wirtz left wing and stuff, your chemistry will be like 50. Right? So one pitch, you see, but have all the players will not play properly. Why not play properly? All you have to do is just put them in the right positions, get 100 chemistry, and you're good to go. Look what he said there. How you can take off Frimpong and McAllister, right? Take Frimpong, put him right back, put Jones in the midfield, and then you have more legs in the midfield. Right? It's not like
you're breaking up, JP.
Bryce is using GSM, you know, or 2G. Like it's like
yeah, no, but it's right, man. I don't understand why don't we do that? Why didn't we just put Frimpong right back, or even bring on Gomez? If that's what you want to move Jones into the midfield, I don't understand the facet. You know, it's when you see the simple things, right? It's a simple part of the game when you see it, and they're like, how come you can't just do this? Like, obviously, we know he knows a bit, obviously, more than what we do in it. He studied it for whatever, how long. He's got his qualifications. Cool. But for some reason, the simple things in the game, he don't want to do, bro. Frimpong, fine. Move him right back.
Yeah.
There you go. Jones into the midfield because now we need to control it.
Yeah.
Simple thing. Oh, I need wingers on. Okay, we need a bit more speed now. Chiesa, you go right wing, Rio go left wing. Let's now go for it now. Stay wide. We'll work the ball to you. Put Verts in the middle. We'll work the big up flawless, bro. Big up, man. Yeah, we'll work.
I think he wants to look like a genius. He wants to look like a genius. Like, see, that's the thing. Like, you see what I did there. You know, you do know that Szoboszlai can play right back. Look how he's playing there. That's what he wants to do. If it works, because remember, if it worked that when Rio was playing right back, you'd be like, yeah, you see, that's me. That's on me. That's the pro. And what I also noticed, if he likes a player, you do anything for that player to play. It doesn't matter where he plays them. Like, look, Gakpo has been played in every upfront there. Right wing, whatever, and some of the time I don't even know what position he's playing. On paper, it looks like he's playing left wing or so, but he's moving around. He's coming in the midfield, and then you see Szoboszlai underlapping, you know, or you see Robo, whatever. As long as he plays, if he likes a certain player, he'll play them. He didn't like Curtis Jones, I think, for a while, and then until I think he won him again. Now he's playing very regularly, so it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter, you know, how bad you are or how bad you've been playing and how off your form is. If you like, so you start you. Look what happened with Chiesa. Chiesa was in one of his best forms, right? And was getting those like pseudo minutes. As soon as he didn't perform, look what happened. He found an excuse. Boom. It's like, bye bye. I'm not gonna play you again. So that's him. Like I guess I understand it. Like, as a manager, you want to have like a group of players that you want to trust. But if it's not working, it's not working. I don't see the reason why we have to play the same formation all the time if you don't have the players for it. Change things around.
You know, the thing that is
Change
annoying
things
me,
around.
things that are starting to annoy me is I was reading what Sturridge is saying. Give the man time. Oh, the midfield has been a problem for years. What, Sturridge? Who is in charge of the club right now? I hate when these so-called legend or whatever, they go around, they know that the fans are upset at the owner, so they always want to say, oh, the higher-ups supposed to do this. The higher-ups gave you a responsibility to do something. You knew that you needed midfielders. But yeah, you tell one of your DM who played one of the best games last year to leave his job to go score goals. And you want me to give him more time. So this is the part where we as fans also, we need to stop this. No, he was doing the Sky Sport. Yeah, Sky Sport thing on TV.
Yeah, it was on Sky Sport.
We got to stop listening to sometimes these. Yeah, Carragher annoys me, but once in a while, Carragher makes sense, and even I have to be like, I agree with Carragher. But this nonsense of, oh well, this is the problem, and then like I said, the problem is if you've been giving the money and you didn't fix the problem, don't tell us to look at the owners or the higher ups. You were there when they were telling you that we're going to go buy this guy. You should have said, you know what? Let's keep that, like Zuberi's been saying. Let's keep the money. Let's fix this problem first and see if we could get that person or somebody like him the following year.
So, Kazi, can I just ask you a question? We had two right backs fit today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, carry on. Sorry. Just wanted to clear up.
I want to ask.
Two right backs fit today, yeah? We definitely had two.
Let me add one better, right?
Jones is the right back. Okay,
Gakpo played like central for like a couple of minutes because he was on the left sometimes, but like less minutes is let's say like 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes Gakpo would have played or probably say a half. Why is it that Gakpo get more touches than Isaac when Isaac playing for longer?
I don't even get it, bro. JP, say it again, please, because I don't get.
Right?
I don't understand it.
Right.
He was,
Don't
but he was more on the
understand-
left, though. I would say he was more on the
Right?
left than central, though.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
think
no,
he was
no,
central.
no.
He wasn't central.
No,
Today, though, he
no.
received
I'm
a lot
talking
of
when he
football
was
in the middle.
central, Pops. Right? He was on the
Received a
left.
lot of
I'm talking
touches in the
about
center.
when he's in central, he's getting fed the ball in central less than Isaac. Look at it. I was watching it because I know he went. So he gets more. He got more touches than Isaac. Yes, I'm talking about. Look at when he's playing central. They are giving him the ball in the central position. So it means that we can't do that. But when Isaac plays, hey, now boy, Isaac, you might score. Yes, let me don't get the ball. You might score, right? Why is Gakpo getting more touches in the central position than Isaac?
That's what makes no sense.
Man.
Nah, but can I go back again? We had two right back. We had two right
right.
backs today, innit? Just to clear it
Yeah,
up
we have two
again.
right back. Yeah,
Yes.
he could have started
one
Joe,
on the bench and one on the pitch. One on the bench,
Why
one
didn't
on the
okay,
pitch.
even if you're gonna go with Frimpong, right? Why don't you just play Gomez right back, play Frimpong, and then if you don't want to start Jones, if McAllister is your guy that you love, cool, whatever. But then you have Jones that you can bring off the bench. And if you make that shift and then you put two wide men out wide to go and actually take on the fullbacks instead of two midfielders. Today, all right, 1 second, Kwasi. Today I saw Robbo pick it up over on the left-hand side. Yeah, Birch is meant to be the left winger. That ain't a left winger. He started making a diag run into the box, and I'm like, but we need someone like we need so we can play the two. Yeah, so we can play, and then you can go 1v1. Why?
But check this out.
Football is mad, you know.
said
like,
Gomez was on the bench, right? Gomez was on the bench, right?
He was on the bench.
Okay, you took some Konate out and move your midfielder into center back.
1 second,
You've
lad.
seen
Let
that
me
enough times.
get Kevin.
You're used to that one, Kwasi. You've seen
Huh?
the grabber back, back for Ibu coming on. You've seen that too many times. That's not a new one. You've seen that many times.
And how many counter attacks did they have us in those moments, Pops? How many counter attack did they had that they could have scored 2 goals?
Yeah.
At one point, it was a 4-on-2 at one point.
Yeah.
There you go, Kev. I saw your tweet again, bro. You killed me with your tweet. How do you tweet when things go wrong straight away? That's why is this guy turning his back again?
Let me check it out.
I hear a lot of what you guys are saying, but I can't lie, I'm not particularly mad with the manager today.
Elaborate.
Drop him for a second. Drop him for a second, man. Drop him.
He just came in to trigger everybody.
Hey, I'll tell you when I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm being straight up with you. I think the manager's tactics were okay today. I was all right with his team selection. The only thing I walk away
and formation
from today's game. Yeah, I'm all right with it. I think barring a spell at the start of the game where they got their goals, I think we moved the ball about all right, and I think we overwhelmed their midfield. I think Curtis Jones did well at right back. I think that Szoboszlai did quite well. I think Wirtz was drifting. I think with the lack of options he had up top today, I was all right with what I seen, to be honest with you.
Okay,
you're definitely
Cav.
trolling, bro.
Yeah, Cav, let me ask you a question. Cav, let's just stay with the lineup he used, right? Do you think that he could have put them in proper positions where they would have been more effective?
I think that he could have perhaps played Gomez at right back. He could have maybe played Frimpong there and put somebody else ahead of him. But I think Jones did fine as a right back. I think maybe he could have started Rio, perhaps like that. But again, you see when Rio came on the pitch that he got caught out because of his inexperience. So I think that his plan for the week was to try and get as many midfielders in as possible, to try and dominate the ball, to try and move the ball, because he knew he didn't have strikers. He knew his attack was nullified. And I think he wanted to try and be pragmatic in the game. And I think bar going down by a couple of goals early on, I think for the foremost that he achieved that.
Can I just
two
say,
goals, two goals in 17 minutes?
You know the reason why, right? We got caught out, right? And I saw who was it? Carragher. And I was winding me up because I was like, you've played the game at a very good level in the Premier League and won the Champions League. It was Curtis Jones was the reason, not Rio. Curtis Jones tucked in and stood next to Kanate for some reason when there was no one there to mark. Why are you tucked in that moment? You don't need to narrow in that moment. And then what? We're playing 5 at the back, so Rio's meant to drop in as the right wing back. That didn't make sense. He narrowed in, and when he went, then the ball goes into the box. Then it's McAllister that don't clear the ball properly, bro. Clear the ball, and no one has a problem.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna blame the young.
Look at the
That's what
goals.
we're saying when he started at right back. I'm like, cool. It's not the fact that he did anything like wrong why I have a problem. It's the fact that I'm looking in the midfield and going, we're not controlling the game, especially when we're in the ascendancy. I'm like, now you need to start controlling the midfield now. Now it's about controlling it and give Man United problems out wide. And then we started to do it a little bit with Frimpong, and I'm just like, but you need to you put on Rio. Now is the moment you put him on because you'll go and kill it on that side. And if you're going to leave Frimpong there, leave him. But you need to put Gomez on and put him at right back and then put Jones in the middle and take McAllister off. He's not off. I know everyone cooks Gravenberch and they have an issue with him. He's done a hell of a lot more than I saw McAllister do today in the midfield. A hell of a lot more than what he did today.
Yeah.
And then with the Wirtz one, it's not the fact that we can cook him all day. Did he play well today? I think he played okay. He weren't that great. But you're putting a guy left wing, then right wing. Then he's playing in the center. Then he's playing as a false nine. I'm like, he can't settle in the game. It's not to find an excuse. It's just seeing where the problems keep coming up, where we keep making the same issues a problem. You've got someone, put him in the middle. If he's not working, take him off the pitch, give it to someone else. But because you keep shifting and shifting and shifting, but no one's actually in their correct position, like what JP is saying, chemistry is on 50 now. That if we pass the ball and you're like, oh, I'm meant to overlap. Robbo, as I said, Robbo picked the ball up on the left wing and he's looking like, who's ahead of me? Wirtz ran off. I'm like, if Wirtz is a winger, guess what he does? He pulls wide, receives it, goes 1v1. That's what he would do, create an overload. But no, give it to him, and then Robbo can run around the back of him and get it back on the reverse. We don't do that. Now Robbo has to go cross the ball into the box. With what? With who? With Maguire in there. He's just going to header everything out. Then he comes back into the midfield, and our midfielders are playing as 10s instead of, there's no 6. So when we complain about Graves, he's not doing this, he's not playing as a 6 this season for some reason. He's not, because if he was playing as a 6, I promise you one thing, you can then cook him for not winning tackles. He's chasing more than he's actually in the position to win. Half the time I'm watching him today, I'm like, bro, you're chasing everything. How are you? Because he's ahead of play. And if it was a problem, and if that's not instructions, and if this was not the manager, as a manager, I'll be like, this is a problem. I need to adjust this. Gravenberch, you come and sit in here, or the double pivot, like what Pops was saying, you come and sit in a double pivot. But we don't have that. So every time I'm watching our midfielders in transition, they're chasing. You should be in front of it, waiting to see it. And then whoever is winning the tackles in the midfield is Kanate. How's Kanate winning more tackles than our midfielders in there? Wirtz has more tackles than the 2 holding pivots today. I don't think Gravenberch made a tackle, but he did intercept, and he didn't make one. I don't think I even saw McAllister make a tackle today like that. But Wirtz has like 4 tackles today or something stupid. How?
But he's the 10 left. You got to understand, you're right in what you're saying, but he didn't have strikers today. There had to be an element of risk. I'm not. I'm saying, I'm with you. I'm with you with the Gravenberch thing, right? But I thought Gravenberch did quite well in breaking the lines. He went by a couple of people. He got in between their midfield and the defense. We were getting good moments and a couple of pop shots off from the edge of the 18-yard box. That was as good as you're going to get without strikers. You ain't got players. He hasn't got players to select that are going to stretch that defense, that are going to run in behind. He didn't have a striker that's going to stay in the box. Yeah, you can talk about putting Gakpo in there. He doesn't do that. He doesn't stay in the box. He doesn't hang on the shoulder. He's not a guy that's just going to be sharp in there. He wants to come and get involved in play. He's naturally going to drift to the left. I think Slot saw at the point in which Isak got injured earlier in the week. I think he knew what he was going to be towards facing an uphill battle, and he opted to go with more technical ball controllers to try and see if they could just create a little bit of control and try to get to areas where they possibly could do damage. And they did. I think Liverpool, to be fair to them, were perhaps one good decision away from creating more shots on goal today. I think they did really well in getting to the edge of the 18.
How many shots on goal we had today?
Well, KWASI, if you
Yeah,
listen,
we got there. We got there, man.
I think they did well in getting into areas, i.e.,
Yeah,
between
13.
midfield and defense, where they were one decision away from getting a shot on goal. Like that's as good as you can perhaps get without strikers. What are you expecting him to do with a week's worth of build-up without strikers?
62%. Can you please check if that guy, whatever he's listening to, I think he's listening to Slot in his ears. I think Slot is telling him what to say. Because everything that he's saying, that's exactly what Slot would say. Everything you're saying, Kav, that's exactly what Slot would say.
Okay.
What do you mean shots on goal? We are Liverpool. We are settling for shots on goal. Shots on goal. Are we going to win games because of shooting at the goal?
Okay.
We are playing football to shoot at the goal.
Tell me what more he should do then. Argue the point.
We should be
I can
playing
see you,
ball.
bro. I can offend you as well. Argue the point.
Slot is talking to you. Slot is talking to you here. You don't know what to say.
He said,
So
bro.
Cover understand what you're saying,
put his timer on. He didn't. Is that your contest? Seriously?
Nah, you got to contest it, Dean, bro. You got to contest it.
You had to contest it, Dean. Yeah, you had to contest it.
You tell me. Give me a tactic or a build or something Slot was meant to do with his options available to him today that would have created a goal.
Okay, one. The two double CBs fine. Viju Konate fine. Keke's left back and the overlaps. You put Frimpong right back because I don't think Manchester United had like the best of the wingers. Belmo has his days, but he's not that great. It depends on whatever, right? But we're not wide up on Man U's attack. Then you put Rio left wing because what Rio does, everybody understands and people believe in the hype. What you upset whoever was playing there, Dalot, whatever, you don't overlap as he was more because he's scared. And they'll double up or triple up on Rio, and that creates space for other players, which is your weight. That's why you need a winger that's good on one-on-one. Because what it does, 3 players will mark them, and that frees up some spaces for other players. So now we have more players. If Rio can now either beat his man or pass, now we have more spaces to play and create chances. We want to create chances.
What space? Where?
So
where's
up front,
the space being created?
Up front.
Where exactly on the pitch? Sorry, I'm just trying to understand. Where exactly on the pitch?
From the midfield, whichever zone you want to call it, from the midfield going forward, because we have electric right left wing.
Managed to get into.
Yeah. So when we are a winger, like look at Doku, right? Look at what Doku does. When every time he receives the ball, what he's trying to do? It's either it's going to the byline or cut inside. And look, they come to defend him, 3 of them. And what does it do? That means they have to leave their men to come and double up on him. And that's why it's either he passes it back, or when he passes back, he's running or is waiting for the 1-2. And then they create a good chance. Everything is very strategic. We don't have that because when we give Rio the ball, we are waiting for him to beat all those 3 guys, and then he either scores or he does something. We're chilling. There's a huge gap and disconnect between Rio and everyone else. That's the biggest problem. It's on the manager. So it's the instructions, because also it might be the players. They're also excited of watching Rio do his thing. So they're also like, oh, let him cook, right? But then what it does, you double up on him and you're in the wrong position because all of you are attacking. As soon as you lose the ball, what happens? Counter-attack. And everybody is already on their, not even their toes, on their heels. That has been the problem with LFC. Look at how many times, if Man U they would have scored 6 goals today. There's so many times where they were running at us. So many times, and we lost the ball. The pass completion was very, very poor. So when you say we got into 7% to do shots on goal, and what they were doing so well, every time when we are attacking them, the line of 6 players defending. If you notice, they're the line of 6. So we needed players that are smart to in-game, it's called in-game intelligence, like your vets. He knows how to pick up the pocket. So if you have a winger that's electric, you either choose the best option. Can I pass? Can I beat my man? and then Vets is there to accommodate. If you notice Vets, you play inside like the second left wing normally, especially at Bayer Leverkusen. That's his position. He's like second left wing, and he likes that to operate in that area. And every time when he plays in that position, look at what he does. It's either he shoots or he passes or he does the 1-2s, the little flick and with the left wing, and that works. Or you'll be in the central where you would accommodate when Frimpong was overlapping. You'd feed them both, the left wing and Frimpong. But we're not doing any of that because Kekes, imagine you have Kekes and you have Rio and then you have Frimpong. And wherever you want to play right wing today, Chiesa would have done something because Chiesa can cut inside and he can shoot with the left foot. You see, so I don't know why that's interesting.
You'll have to forgive me. You made you said about
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm not saying I'm right. Yes, I'm not saying I'm right, but I think for me it makes sense.
You said you'd have played Rio on the left, yeah, to create space in the attacking thirds for the other players. Okay, but did we not get into attacking thirds?
Not really. Like in the rest of most of the game, we didn't, bro. It was just waiting for individual brilliance. It was our players who would choose to run and maybe try to do something.
Didn't go around a couple of players and get to the edge of the 18-yard box. That didn't happen.
Once, I think I saw it once, and he lost the ball.
Vert Szoboszlai wasn't picking up the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. That didn't happen.
Once or twice, yes. Galpo was. But but it didn't lead into anything.
Right. Okay. It's not about what it lead into, though. Your point is you'd play Rio to get into the space. I'm saying we got into the space.
Yeah.
No, but then the end result would have been better, though, because now you're saying all these guys were doing it individually. Gravenberch was the one taking the ball and try to do something with it, and then he fails, and then we have a lot of open space behind him because he had to vacate he had to leave his space to go and try and do something. We don't have the rotation or the intelligence to say, okay, Grav left his place, let me cover him. So that if he fails, if he loses the ball, I'm here. Do you see what the problem is? It's all in tactics, bro.
I think by playing Rio, what you get is somebody that is dynamic, can cut in and shoot. He can do that off his own back. So that is the goal for it. I'll give you that, right? But I don't see Rio as a player that is good enough yet at creating space for others. I don't see that. I don't see that. I think he is this season perhaps just a better Gakpo in the sense that picks up the ball on the left, fronts his defender up, cuts in, and is looking to get a shot away. Right? If he isn't getting a shot away, he's playing the pass into the midfield on the edge of the 18. So I will give you playing Rio gives us a bit more goal threat in the sense he gets direct shots away. But I can't give you that he would create more space for everybody else in them channels because for me, we were arriving in them channels already with our build-up. The issue was the final pass or the threat ahead of the players in them areas. So that's why my starting point was, I think we did well in our build-up to get to them areas. We were one pass or one decision away from really getting shots around goal.
But it's the thing, though.
Go ahead.
I get what Cav is saying, but that's I get what Cav is saying, but that's more of us looking at what kind of standards are we at now. Because
KWASI, I'm not disputing that. Let's judge today on today's game.
No, I get what I understand. That's what I said.
What are you wanting him to do without Isak, without Salah, without Ekitike, right? The only option he has up top is perhaps Gakpo or a false nine. They're the only two options left. Okay. What is your standard for today's game then?
Real quick, JP. I've seen Liverpool go to Arsenal with the same lineup. We didn't have a striker. We didn't have all those players that we didn't have today. And we played way better than what we did today. We were compact. We had the ball. We actually called it more of a Champions League style of football. So, yes, I agree with you saying that certain things that we did brought us
no chances that game, by the way. We scored from a free kick. I was at that.
No, that's he won at Emirates.
I'm talking about the Emirates.
Talking about Emirates.
Yes, I'm talking about Emirates. If you look at today, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the standards. Mind you, player to player, we have better players if we were to go player to player, right? When our player decide to do something right, as you said, it get us to where we need to be. But that's the problem. they don't do it consistently enough. The manager does not put them in positions for them to do it consistent enough. Today, the goals that we scored had nothing to do with what you saying. It was mistakes they did, and we took advantage of it. So
but
for us,
we're talking about today, though, aren't we?
I'm talking about today.
I ain't mad at the manager today. That was my opening point. We're
Right,
talking
but
about today.
I'm saying nothing that the manager planned was working. It was, I would believe, is based on either Man U made a mistake or certain players being good enough to come up with something.
I disagree. I think for large periods of the game, I think that there was large periods of the game where United couldn't really get close to us when we were passing the ball around. Now, granted, that didn't lead to loads of clear-cut chances, right?
That's second half you're talking about mostly. Because
mostly, I said, big periods of the game.
What you're seeing more there was a period from when we started in the second half to about the 65th minute. I've seen what you're saying, but not in the first half, really.
First 20, I'd say they dominated, to be fair. I'll give you that. That's why I said large periods of the game.
Yeah.
Because if you're going from 20 minutes to about 60, 70.
Yeah, after they scored the second goal, we start. Yeah.
Okay, quick cap. Are you basing this on our lowest standard, or you base it as a Liverpool that should be winning?
No, I mean, look, I don't want Slot in. I think we've been terrible this season. I want to see him gone. That's obvious. I'm talking about today's game, though.
Yeah.
I seen something from today's game where I thought, no strikers. What's the best you can get out of this side? And I seen some play that I was pretty pleased about. I'll be honest. Yeah. I didn't like the fact that we didn't create enough of our own chances. That's clear. We were almost gifted the goals. I didn't like the fact that we couldn't get enough shots away. But I seen the build up, and I seen the play in midfield, and I seen us work the areas, and especially in the center of the park, to get in towards the 18-yard box. And I thought there's an improvement here in that respect. And to be fair, that's, I think, the only thing the manager can really target as being successful in today's game with the options he had. He was never going to get in behind. He was never going to swing crosses in. He was never going to stretch the defense. That weren't going to happen. There was going to be no success of that today because we didn't have the forwards. But what he could have done is control midfield, control possession, build up, hope that the players can link up well enough to get towards the opposition goal, and then see what happens from there, which we did, which is why we was in the position to capitalize on two mistakes.
Right. So, all right. So one thing, Kav, I mean, yeah, in my opinion, you defended your points well, right? I've seen where you're coming from. I understand it, and I agree with it, right? I think KWASI would kind of be on my side here, and this is what I think Dean wanted to translate to as well, right? For me, boy, Cap boy, I watched Liverpool a long time, and I have seen that Man United could be the worst side, they could be whatever. Once we play in Man United, I give in Man United the respect, right? You know it have no form and stuff. When it comes to, you could be 17th, you could be first, it has no form with these games, right? So for me, I will give Man U the respect, and just like how I have seen managers in the past, so I using Rafael Benitez as an example. When Rafael Benitez goes away from home, he's very pragmatic and very strategic and trying to not let them get the crowd involved and stifle the crowd and be defensive rather than be open and let the game get away from us, right? Slot came, so that's what I'm saying. So like for me, I'll just add what Dean was saying. Like for me, to help what Dean was trying to get a point, what I would have done, I would have put probably Joe Gomez, I would have start players in their natural positions, right? I would have put like a Gomez or a Frimpong right back. That's the first thing. I would have put like a Curtis Jones, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai in the midfield and let McAllister rest because we will need the legs, right? I would put Wirtz, if you're starting Wirtz on the left, all right, fine, to compact the midfield to make it a little more, right? Gakpo, and you have Rio playing right? Nice. And then you keep it compact, like how we did in the Emirates, right? So that you go with, all right, let's shut them, let's keep them shut out up until the half. right? Nice. And then we go and then we bring players on to try and get attacking game. For me, Bruno could have made it 3-0 in like about the 21st minute, right? So for me, being able to get almost conceding 3 goals in 20 minutes, Cav, that's too open for me. I watch Liverpool where in Champions League, when we going away from home, yeah, we park the bus and then we'll kill them in Anfield, right? I didn't see that mentality. It's you have to respect Man U on top of us, for God's sake, right? Man U on top of us, right? So at the end of the day,
and you think that was lineup today,
right?
You think that was lineup?
Yeah, lineup wise.
McAllister runs out and then turns his back. Instead of blocking the ball.
So I just saying, like, for me, pragmatic wise, respect Man U. You know, respect them. They're on top of us. They have good attacking players. Bruno having a quote unquote exceptional season. We give him an assist. I mean, come on, man. Let's just be a little bit pragmatic a little bit, and then we bring in players like Rio and stuff, and just like you said, try to do it as best as we could. And that's why you weren't here earlier. I was saying my main concern going into next season is the defense and the midfield, right? Because I find we too open. I agree with what you're saying. Wirtz had a very good chance. Gakpo had a good chance. We had some chances that we could have, like, one pass away or one good decision. We could have done something. I agree with that. But chances and one pass, it could happen. But we need to solidify the defense. And I find we were too open. We didn't respect Man U enough. And that's my problem for me. You know, respect Man U, get the team quiet, make Man U fans quiet. In 15 minutes, Man U fans singing all. So that's my only thing to kind of add to what Dean was saying and to kind of be more pragmatic.
I hear that point, right? But for me, and I don't disagree, you know, necessarily. I think I would perhaps have preferred Gomez at right back, because I think he's all right as a right back, to be honest with you. I perhaps would have liked Rio on the left as well. But the point I was trying to make is he had to go with something, right?
Yeah.
If you look at that first goal, if you're mad at the fact that they got in a position to get a shot away, okay, then you're probably going to have to accept that this is Premier League football and every team is going to get to your 18-yard box and they're going to try and shoot or take you on. Okay, it's what you do in your own box or in either box that is the most important thing. Now, what infuriates me is that a player, and it's been happening all season, whether it be Ibu, McAllister today, or Virgil, they can see a player lining up to shoot, right? And they run out and they turn and make themselves smaller. And so they arch their back out. There's a deflection and the goal's conceded. We've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If McAllister runs out, makes himself bigger, right? Like you're taught to do as a kid, okay, right? As he should know, he blocks that. Okay.
Yeah.
Goal not conceded. Second goal, ball goes to the back stick. We've got Ibu and Robbo there. They both miss the ball and it falls to Fernandez. And then obviously it was handled in. Okay. That there, Ibu is a 6 foot plus defender that recognizes he's backtracking to win the header. Win the header. What are you doing? You know, push everybody out the way, win the header. So that's 2 goals conceded in quick succession at the start of the game that, to be fair, ultimately does root back to the manager, because I think the players are poorly coached. But tactically wise and setting up for this game, I'm looking at them goals going, I don't like the manager, but can I really blame him for them? Because we're always going to have oppositions arrive in them areas. Our players are so poorly coached and their mental is so terrible that they think they can get away with stuff. And that is why we're continuing.
That's the major problem we have right now.
Right. So for me, if we are looking at them goals that we conceded and going, oh, we need to change the tactics, right? The approach was wrong. Okay, it don't stop the goals. You can play Gomez. You can play Rio on the left. It don't stop them goals, because the goals will continue to be conceded if you keep having players make poor decisions in and around our 18-yard box. That's coaching. That's not tactics. That's not setup. That's not formation. That's coaching. That's mental. That's culture that's creeped into this squad, right, of lowering these standards. So that then meant we were facing an uphill battle. After that period of time, I believe that the likes of Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, Grav, I think these players did all right, to be fair to them.
Yeah.
I think Mac did enough, although he was caught out at times. I think Wirtz was drifting and arriving into the 10 position. I think they started to catch Casemiro and Mainu out, and they started to receive and bypass that midfield of Man United and arrive in more advanced positions. It was then the decision-making, the final pass, the, stop playing the pass, just take a shot type of thing, And so that's where I say for large periods of the game, they managed to gain that possession. I won't call it control because United are ahead. They probably allowed a lot for that to happen. But they gained that possession. They got in the right areas. And if not for a better decision or better cross or a better, setting your teammate up so he can just get a clear shot away instead of just passing it direct to his feet, that type of thing, we would have done all right. But look, we were in the areas, we pressed, we capitalized on a couple of mistakes, and we got 2 goals back. I think after that point, to be fair, either team could have won it. Obviously, United went on to, but I wouldn't have been surprised if we'd have scored and come out 3-2 winners. And then, so that's why I'm saying, you look at today in just isolation, and I look at what the manager tried to do, and I go, I'm not mad at that. I'm mad we lost. I don't like the manager.
Okay,
I'm not mad at that approach.
Cav, also look at it. I get it. I understand what you're saying. Very, very logical. You're making good points, right? But so what I'll say is, okay, fine. Remember, we're regarded as one of the biggest clubs, right? We mentioned something earlier. You said there's a lot of improvement, but what is improvement from what? That's the thing. You said you saw some improvement, and where do we go from here? Because it's not like the season is starting. This is towards the end of the season, where we need to win so that we can get Champions League football. So what are we improving from? Where do we go from here? And 2, he had so many minutes for him to do something, to say, okay, whatever game plan is not working, let me do like what he used to do. Last season, we won the league because you would make so many in-game, decisive decisions to say, okay, this didn't work. Let me take you here. Let me move you here. Let me put you here, because he would watch the opposition and say, okay, this is how they set up. But now it's like whatever he decides to do from the beginning of the game, he's just saying, go ahead. If it doesn't work, you try to put it and some different players and say, keep doing what those guys failed to do, which is what the same problem we had with Klopp towards the end of his time. He was like that. He was very stubborn. He didn't want to change the tactics, didn't want to change anything. He would just say, well, you failed to do this, go ahead and keep doing, try to do it better. And that has been the issue, because everybody, the managers, remember, you're not the only genius. The other managers also looking at you, say, what's working, what's not working, what are they doing wrong? And they're trying to capitalize and play against that. So I understand what you're saying, but him not being proactive to say, okay, this is not, because everything is very programmed. He doesn't make the subs to do, it's very programmed. I'm going to play up until the 80 minutes, and then I'll bring Rio, I'll give him 10 minutes, and I'll bring Chiesa in the, whether we are losing or we're not. That's the issue. Because if you're a manager, you have to be proactive. Okay, it didn't work. Let me move things around. Let me put Gomez here. Let me do this, because I see Talo is doing this, and I see now they've got the boy Ahmad. Now they've got this, or Bruno is trying to do this. They're trying to pass it like this. They're getting some joy over here. So let's try to suffocate them here. But he didn't do none of that. And I understand the whole position thing was because we're doing sideways, backwards passes, sideways, backward passes. Nothing.
Wasn't he justified?
I understand what you mean.
Wasn't he justified in not doing anything because we got back level? And then the moment in which he did do something, he brought Rio on. Rio didn't track his man, and we conceded.
I wouldn't say justifiable, because that's individual brilliance. It's not up because the goal didn't come from his plan. It was the players who decided to take, okay, I need to be, to do this. Because remember, Szoboszlai had to run with that ball. He had to run, and so he didn't see any options. Boom.
For me, you
can't
pick and choose when you say that's not tactical and that's on the players.
That's
the manager's fault. But when
that's the players.
That's individual brilliance.
Cav, you have to be honest too, Cav. You have to be honest too, Cav. A better pass from Ahmad, right? That sub was not scoring, and it was a genuine mistake from thing two, right? So for me, I've been reading with you. I understand what you're saying. I get it.
I do too. I
Team
I
have
get you. Yeah.
conceding three goals in Old Trafford to this Man United team is
they're the most informed team this year, by the way.
Yeah, but and that's what's
the best attacker in the league at the minute.
Respect that. Make it difficult for them to break us down, right? You understand what I'm saying? Respect that. And to me, with Konate and Virgil coming in midfield to make tackles, Cav, that's not respecting that, because I tell you already, Cav, I watching Benitez. I saw Benitez park a bus in these stadiums and rarely get goals and stuff and things. Like, is you have to be pragmatic. You have to put our low block if you have to put it at times.
He's been pragmatic most of the season, and he's been criticized, and we've been saying that players aren't passionate enough and fighting enough. So now we see defenders being aggressive, and we don't like it.
No, but what I'm saying is, so Cav, this is what so stop there. So this is why I don't understand, Cav. When we have the striker, you're playing pragmatic. And when we don't have the striker, you're playing open football. This is what I'm saying. When we look at Gakpo, when Gakpo playing central, right? Gakpo getting more balls than Isaac. But when Isaac is there, Isaac getting expected touches, right? So this is what I'm saying. When you have the excuse and you have the right to play pragmatic, nobody will say, okay, Slot had to go defensive because we didn't have no strikers and we had to try and see out the game and park the bus and see if we could get on the counter attack. I would not complain, right? But when we have the players to do this, you're not doing it. I haven't seen this type of football as you say in Cav with Isaac on the pitch. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cav.
I'd agree with your point, because I thought that Grav, in terms of ball carrying today and getting by players to create a situation where he was on the edge of the 18-yard box and could maybe get a shot away or lay it off to a fullback. I've not seen that this season. And I think that Isak and Ekitike will probably be sat at home going, why can't you do that when I'm on the pitch? Because when I'm on the pitch, I'm on the shoulder of the defense and I'm a little pass away from getting through on goal. So I agree with you on that point. I do. But again, how do we know that this ain't? How do we know that ain't what? I mean, all season we've been saying, right, Grav was a 6 last year, and this year he's got license to go forward, right? So we now know the manager said that tactically he's allowed Grav to go forward. I think today's performance and the things Grav's shown you is what the manager's been wanting him to do all season. I think today it only paid off because he almost knew that, like, the only way we're creating chances here, the only way we're going to get back into this game is if us midfielders make this happen.
But that
so took more risk.
That's the standards that I was talking about. Manchester United, yes, they are on form, but they are not as good as their form tell us they are. And yes, Liverpool, player to player, we are way better than where we're supposed to be right now. So when we do something right, it shows like, wow, we could actually do this, but we haven't done it consistent enough. Your point makes sense. As a matter of fact, I was going to build a whole agenda around it. If Liverpool had won, I was going to say, hey, Manchester United, welcome to Champions League football, because the style that we were playing looked more like a European style of football, right? Passes around the line, intricate passes, being patient, you're not forcing any agenda, take your time, and then bam, you score goals, which is along the line of what the manager wanted to do today. But the problem is, the first 17 minutes, you fell asleep. And they play counter-attack football. And every time we lose the ball in the midfield, guess what? They scored. And our players, I don't know whether they were awake when they got off the bus or they were still taking a nap or whatever, but this is also just not on the manager. I agree. The players, this is a standard that you are coming to Manchester, you are coming to Old Trafford. Whether you give them respect or not, but understand where you're going. And say, you know what, we are not going to give them any freebies. If they're going to score, let them score. Just like you said, this is the Premier League. We did not do that. All their 3 goals, the 2 goals, mistakes from us. The third goal, another falling asleep. And even when Menu had all day to take the shot. So Bosalai had to run from the right back to slide tackle. As he was sliding, that's when the shot was taken. So the manager yes, he tried to do the best he can with what he has. We've seen him done it, and I think he did it well at the Emirates. But if he had put players in the right places, I think we would have done way, way better than this. Because I'm sorry, Liverpool is way better
in what respect? In what respect? There's Gomez at right back and Rio on the left.
So let's look at it this way.
In what way does that improve us today?
So if you have a right back playing right back, they don't lose their men as much, right? They track their runners. They communicate better. Midfield, McAllister has been a problem. So let's say you keep him there. That means, okay, Manchester United will have to come through our midfield to beat us. And the only way they do that is by we missing passes, as you said, when it needs for us to make that one final pass, we mess it up. That would have been the only way they beat us because Frimpong did not give us anything trying to play right wing. So every time he had the ball, he was losing it, and then the ball was coming straight to who? Mr. Curtis, right? Curtis did the best he can with the ball. Without the ball, he made 2 or 3 stops. That was very integral because that was going in. So if he plays the right people,
trying flicks when you're 2-0 down in the middle of the park and giving the ball.
You see what I'm saying? So if you play the right people in the right place and you play this, because that's what he did when we went to the Emirates. He played everybody at the right. Frimpong was not even on the squad that day. He played right back on the right back, which was Bradley. And he played the left back on the left back. And then the midfield, I think McAllister was there, but he had a very good game that day. And Curtis came off the bench and he was, I think either Curtis started or he did. But Curtis, McAllister, Gravenberg, and Soboslai played very well. If we had a striker that day, I think we win. Because the first 15 minutes, Arsenal was huffing and puffing. They created a lot of chances. Everybody thought, oh, they're going to kill us. And as soon as we controlled that midfield and we started moving the ball, they had no answers. We saw their stadium go quiet. We were creating second chances, right? There was that final touch that was needed. If Bradley shot on goal goes in, game over, we steal another 1 point. Another 2 points from them. So today, yes, you don't have strikers. You don't have anything that resembles a striker. But there was ways that you could have worked. Trying to be slick did not work. And you should have seen that after the first half. You tell Frimpong, come back. I would have even, you know what? I would have even put Curtis on the right wing and have Frimpong plays on that side because at least he can hold the ball, right? And what you guys were talking about having another winger who could stretch it out, then you have somebody who could hold it and somebody who could stretch it out, right? But the thing is, I get your point. I guess. But the thing is,
you're not going to carry on talking, bro.
What did I say? Hold it and stretch it. What's that's football talk, man. What are you talking about?
Holding and stretching out. I've never heard the next one.
Oh my gosh.
All right, tell me a moment. Explain to me a narrative in the game and someone, Kwasi, stretch it out.
Move the ball to the line. What?
No, go on. Tell me that sentence. How does that go to you? Tell me. Yo, stretch it out. Yeah, bro.
I give up. No.
Let me help you out. I don't disagree with your points. I think the only way Liverpool do better today is genuinely if they had a striker. I think the rest of it falls down to the players. And I said this a few weeks back. That's why I say I'm not mad at the manager today. I kind of got what he was trying to do. I think for large portions of the game, he achieved that. I think that we have to forget the conversation about slot and we have to look at these players. You should not have players that make themselves smaller in the box. You should not have your centre-back losing headers to Bruno Fernandes in the box. We should not have McAllister throwing a leg at a poor effort of a clearance to allow Kobe Mainoo to run in and shoot. That's on the players, which ultimately will come back on the coaches. But we can't jump to, on every call-in, oh, the tactical setup was wrong. If you put him here, put him here, put him here. Forget all of that. Go out every single day and coach these fucking players better. How about that? Because they're getting away with murder, these lot. That is honestly, if you look at 11, your local 11-a-side team and seen defending like that, you'd think
you got a point on that.
You'd slate them. And these are
on
professional footballers.
my mum's, Cav, I went and watching on the 14s cup final today. There was a couple games going on, yeah. On my mum's, I saw better defending than I saw from Liverpool today. I swear to God, no one was like what you said, making yourself small in the box. It baffles me because I'm like,
get hit with the ball
from the age of 6. Don't turn your back. But for all season we've watched Virgil do it, Kanate do it, McAllister do it, Gravenberch do it. I even saw fucking Robbo do it. I've seen Wirtz. I have seen Sobo. Sobo runs at the ball and he does what he.
Keep going.
All of them. Ella do it.
Keep going.
All of them.
Keep going.
Gomez, I've seen do it. Gomez, I saw it do it this season. Even the goalkeeper. Bro, I see man turning his back.
Mind you, McAllister, Maguire diving, throwing his body on the line.
Put his head.
McAllister blocked Verti's shot with his head. He blocked Verti's shot with his head today.
But even the goal we scored, right? At least Carrick can turn around to his goalkeeper and go, "It's an error, but I asked you to play that way. I'm encouraging you to play that way. You just didn't do it well. Our errors are just no one asked you to do that. In fact, we asked you to do the opposite of that. And that's when it comes down to the players for me. If this was trying to play out from the back and we misplaced a pass or something like that, I'd get it. This is a centre-back not winning a header in his box. And this is a midfielder who's in a position to block the ball, making himself smaller. That's on the players. That's not on the coach. That is on the players.
Remember, that's really got lobbed with them turning it back in the Champions League.
If you're in my team, you're in my 6-a-side team and you're a defender and you make yourself smaller, bro, I'm running up and slapping you, not the fucking coach. I'm slapping you. No, but I'm not turn to the sideline and shout at my coach. I'm shouting at you for making yourself smaller. What are you doing? This is what I'm trying to say.
On the first one that we considered, right?
In fairness to him, he needs to go, I set up my tactics and this and that, and maybe I should have played Gomez right, and maybe I should have played Rio. But I never told you to do that stuff in the box.
No, here's the attack. We threw the ball back. We threw the ball back for them to actually go and score the first goal. We were in the attacking third, and from the throwing, we went all the way back and conceded from that. And I said to myself, all right, guys, why if you in the attacking third, why would you throw the ball backwards? Never playing football, I throw the ball backwards and in the attacking third. Never, ever in my life. Ever. Weird. Never in my life have I ever. I in the attacking third. If we lose it, we losing it up front. And let me reset. There's no way going backwards. I on stream live. No, I was on stream live saying, what we doing? The ball went back, goal. I said, Jesus, man.
Here's my question to you guys. Pops, wait. Cavs said something very interesting.
For me,
because
you know what? Particularly if a coach tells me that, I'm throwing it in the box. Curse me at halftime. No issue.
Pop said something.
Curse me at halftime. I'm not running it backwards. Me.
Never, bro.
No.
Crazy.
No.
Pops.
In the attacking third. Sorry.
Pops. Here's the question to you guys, all of you guys. Cav said something very interesting earlier when he wanted to he said he did what he could with the players that he had. So do you guys genuinely think that we were prepared for the full season this season? Well, like what we did at the beginning. Do you think, guys, because it looks like we're not really prepared. We just went on, we got all the shiny toes. But because
I'll answer that for you, Dean. I'll tell you that. That's what N says. We need to pay attention to preseason because preseason told us that these guys were not prepared. Go back and watch those games. We were not prepared.
Because if you look at our bench today, bro, this is not a Liverpool squad. It's a team that's supposed to be competing for FA Cup, Champions League, Carabao Cup, League, like at least 5 trophies,
Mm-hmm.
right? 3 or even 4 major ones. Let's say 4 major trophies. And with that bench, Pexi, I don't even know what, like Njai, is that Ndiaye? I don't even know some of the men that were on the bench today.
Yeah.
And like imagine we're trying to compete for like the highest of the highest trophies. We're trying to get to even into Champions League position. We have a mid-table squad or French players. That's the issue also. So, and I would still say it's the manager because he needs to have the ability to prepare those French players. So when their turn comes, they'll be able to execute what they're supposed to be doing. Because there's a huge drop off from the starting 11 to the French players or to the sporadic players, whatever you want to call it. It's a huge drop off. It's like the gap is like, just think Salah and whoever is playing after Salah. Just think Isaac or Gakpo or whoever. Imagine Gakpo is not even the best, but the gap between him and whoever is coming after him is huge because we don't see Rio as Rio is still young.
We were good in. Like
the gap is. Look at Van Dijk.
Do you think so though, Dean? Like, let's expand. Like, is the gap really that big between Gakpo on the left and Rio?
No. Well,
at the moment, yes. At the moment, yes, because Rio is still developing.
On Rio side, on the
I'm saying in terms of because remember Gakpo is already fully developed. I don't see anything different in the next coming years. Rio, we still don't know his potential as yet. So we can't even compare him to Gakpo as yet.
Because when you say the drop-off's very big...
Hey, boys, I'll be 2 minutes,
Not to put words in your mouth, but that would almost suggest that you're saying that the starting 11's very good then, but what supports it is terrible.
Yes, because today we saw it. The team that's coming after the first... That's why I said I agreed with your point. When you say he went with what he had.
I don't agree with that point. I think our starting 11 lacks a lot. Yeah.
I'm saying the difference between our. I'm not saying it's good like the best, but I'm saying the gap between whatever we have.
From okay to shit. That's what he's saying.
No. I'm saying. Remember, I'm not talking about our squad being the best, but I'm saying the quality between the starting 11, wherever you consider them the best players.
That was due to injuries too. Yeah,
that's what I said.
Drop off.
Yeah,
Isaac. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I said the drop off from those ones is huge. Okay. That's what I was saying. Like the drop from whatever. Even if you look at Van Dijk, the drop off who's after him, the drop off is huge, and that's really bad because when you get injuries, this is what happens. Especially when the first 11, even when we have the strongest squad, we're not performing as well. That has been another issue as well. Because the French players or the other players, they have to have like a blueprint to follow. But if they're looking at the senior players, like for instance, Rio can look at Gakpo and say, I can play better than him. So he's not a role model to Rio. He's a competition, but he's a youngster. You see, that's the problem.
The thing though, Dean, like, and you'll have to forgive me if I'm missing the point. If I think about it though, I think there's not much between Ekitike and Isak. There's not much really between Rio and Gakpo on the left. There's not much based on this season between Frimpong and Salah on the right. There's not much between the midfielders as a collective. Szoboszlai is maybe a bit above the rest, but there's not much, There's not much between Robbo and Kerkez. There is a lot between Van Dijk and the rest, but I wouldn't. But then, Konate, there isn't really on below him. I'll give you that. Right backs, I'd say there's not much between Bradley, Gomez, and Frimpong, to be honest. And the goalkeepers, Alisson, based on this season, there's not loads between him and the rest. I take your point, right? You have all your starting 11 fit with Wirtz in the 10, Isak up top. Yes, I could see how that team would function really well, and that everybody else, there would be a big drop off. The squad's not deep enough. We get that, right? But we ain't seen that enough to be able to actually sit here and say that starting 11 is so good that everybody else is going to be so way off it. My opinion.
No, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good as in like comparing to other teams or whatever. I'm saying within our squad, like whatever it is we're trying to do, whatever quality we have as a Liverpool team, like we don't have enough like So even if you say you don't see the like, for instance, if you look at Isak and maybe I should add on, like, if you look at Isak and Ekitike, the problem is another issue that we have. We don't have complementary players also on the same position. Where if maybe that's why it looks like the quality has dropped, because if we have the second choice is completely different to the first choice, so that means we have to change the tactic to accommodate the second second choice. Because if you look at Isak and Ekitike, they are completely different players. If Isak is a finisher, fox in the box, he wants to score goals. Ekitike wants to flare, he can drop in, he can do force 9, he can do, but and he can't even have the ball. So he's not really like a full, like he's like a Firmino type of a player. If you look at the right wing, Gakpo is a drive power, forceful, and he's got a nice shot. Like, I can give him that. He's got a good shot. Well, probably one of the best shots in Liverpool at the moment. But then if you look at Rio, completely different. So now, if you have a tactic that you started to say, this is what we're trying to do, when you now substitute Gakpo for Rio, and then you put Ekitike for Isak or someone else for Salah, you see what happens. That means you're going to have to change the approach completely, because it's a whole different ball game. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, it's a different ball game. Now you have to change now to accommodate this, because they have a different profiles. We have too many different profiles in similar positions, and they don't know. They don't complement each other that well.
What I would say to that point is, what's happened here is the standard setters have left the club, and what we're left with is a bunch of players that can get away with murder, right? And so everybody's level has dropped, because if it were that we had more leaders in this group and more standard setters and the people that drove everybody else to higher standards, that variance in ability between players would actually be a good thing.
Right.
We wouldn't be talking about it negatively now. It's because we're talking about these players and saying all of them are trash and all of them are giving us nothing. But in actual fact, if they all play to their ability, it'd be great that Isak isn't the same player as TK. It'd be great that Gakpo isn't the same as Rio. And that's the trouble, is that this is why I suppose ultimately I made the point coming in, and why I continue to make the points on these shows, is I'm of the belief that the new manager coming in will get better out of this squad, because Slot's proven to not do that. I don't necessarily think it's tactics, although it is partly that. I think that someone needs to come in and raise the level of these players somehow, whether that's being like more on the mental side, being able to motivate them, being able to inspire them, or whether it's being such a disciplinarian and well at it that you give them clear instruction and guidance that they can't miss. They know exactly what they've got to do, and they're either in or they're out. But the coach coming in has got to find a way of inspiring these players to make better decisions and do better. Because I think that this squad, right, no matter what Slot tries to do with them, he doesn't inspire him enough to play well for whatever reason. And no matter what tactic he tries to do and set up, they let him down. But to be honest with you, they let down Klopp at the end and all. And when Klopp announced he was leaving in November, the remainder of that season was trash. And we all put it down to, Klopp shouldn't have announced he was leaving. The players can't cope with the pressure. What? No, they didn't let him down. They just let him down, as they've let us down this season. So the reason I make these points so much, and I try and not give credit to Slot where he's due, but more I try to just bring to light that I'm concerned that if we can dash this manager and get someone else, and be it Alonso or someone else, I'm worried. I would not be too surprised if next season, with the new manager, you see the old habits of these players coming back to fruition, and they will just and this is why, unfortunately, we said it months ago, we are at fear of turning into United in that respect. You can get any manager in, but the culture in that place is wrong. The standard setters are not there, and there is not that high elite mentality circling around the AXA and on match days or whatever it is.
Sitting at the coffee shop.
Work hard. The coffee shop, all of that kind of stuff, So for me, it's a bit like, I don't just want to say, Slot was trash today, should have done this, should have done that, and move on. Because when Slot's gone, he's gone. Conversation's over. We now have to talk about what we're left with. And we're left with a group of players that
no high standards.
he inspired.
I agree with that.
But
I agree with that.
But is it
So and
the
Cav,
issue that
let me just.
Dean was talking about?
Oh, good.
Sorry, I was just saying when Dean was talking about the drop off in the two team, the first team and the second team, is it more of trust than it is quality? So when you're looking at the first team, you got his players who he likes or trusts or whatever the case may be versus the ones that he doesn't. So what you've created is a disconnect then with some of these sort of secondary players or backup players where in times gone by we would have seen a young player establish himself in the team or at least come along and play in a cup game. He said, yo, McConnell had a good game or Basetic had a good game, whatever the case may be. So he isn't looking to the second team in the same way that others do. He's always said he likes his smaller squad and he said it too many times for me not to say, well, that's what you believe, because you don't extend the bench even when you got opportunities. Trey Nione isn't, to me, far away from any of our midfielders, quality-wise, in my opinion, humbly. I don't think he's a world beater necessarily, but can he pass the ball 5 yards? Yes. And that's all he needs you to do, basically. Can he win a tackle? Yes. Do you think can he run a little bit? Yes. All right, so why he can't play in the midfield, eh? So to me, there's an element that a new man could come in tomorrow. So Cav, you can go tomorrow and you can have an inspirational conversation. All of a sudden, the man see, you know what I'm saying? I like this guy, you know, because he actually doing what he says. He's giving us a chance. He's trusting the players. So all of a sudden, you got a cohesive unit. Now, again, you may not necessarily have the best players, but what you have is a team that is willing now to fight for you. And all of a sudden, you see the standards elevate again.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, Cav.
Yeah. Or it could be, you know what? Some of these players are really just not that good, and they're done, and we'll see it next season.
I just put in it here because Cav, the last time you and I we streamed together, it was the fear of me, keeping slot, right? And lo and behold, again, Cav, you just gave Slot more ammunition as why we should keep him, in my opinion, because what you're saying there, Cav, what you're saying there.
Let JP bring any white flag fella. I bring any white flag fella. The white flag.
Yeah, it's exactly what Slot could use to keep his
job. It ain't that. Right. You know, it's like this, JP. You know, when a Wednesday evening I go to take the bins out, right? If I see rubbish along the way, I collect it as well and I dash it all. So that's what I'm doing with these players. I'm saying, no, I'm sacking the coach because he's made mistakes. You see, Cav, you're going as well.
You see, Cav, though. Also, what I also say, Cav, regarding the players, like holding the players accountable. The problem why they behave like this because they know that it doesn't matter how shit they are, no one is going to replace them. They will still start the next game. So if we had the better quality to compete with them in the same position, they wouldn't be nonchalant. They would know that I will lose my position tomorrow. I'm not starting, which is what happens if you look at Arsenal, if you look at Man City. Pep, even if you score a hat-trick today, Pep might not start to. There's no one is guaranteed except if you're Bernardo Silva, maybe. No one is guaranteed. Look at Phil Foden. He was a star boy. Where is he now? Basement. That's one thing that we need to instill in this player to say, you are not invincible. You are not Homelander, or Superman. You have to know that someone is going to come, someone is going to take that point. But the problem, we don't have the quality to compete with your Salah. That's why Salah, even if he was shit, there was a time when he was really shit. Like really, really shit. And no one was going to, you can see like, okay, fine. If we bench him, who's going to do better than him? Pretty much no one. So keep him there so that he can find his form. That has been the issue with us. We don't thinking like a top club. We're thinking like a profit, Brighton, we buy, sell, all this, that's what we're thinking. We're putting a lot of effort in, outside the football.
We need to stop that buy and sell stuff. We debunk that every club do buy and sell. Liverpool hasn't sold any player for profit beside Diaz, but that was because he wanted to leave. Or Liverpool didn't want to give.
I'm saying we act like that regarding the players that we buy.
I get your point, but
that's why we say model.
Yes, I get your point.
Our model.
If we're going to criticize the owners, which they should be criticized, or Edwards or whoever is in charge of that, it's transition. We don't have transition. Earlier, we were all talking about bring Olise, bring this person, but we don't have a transition. Virgil, your time is up. Peace. Bring somebody else. We don't have that. Liverpool and we, the fans, are also to be blamed because we attach ourselves to a player and we don't want that player to go. So
it's not
it's
not attachment. When we did the extension on both of them players, both of them, we should have had the succession plan in there. We've never done the transition properly. Success for us when we were successful, literally, was that.
That's when you do that transition.
When the best centre back left, the next best centre back came in. When we dropped off was because you know what? We ripped off everything and decided to bring everything in, and that's when you struggle. You need to have the pieces in line. You can't have a Virgil and then not anybody else until Virgil's gone.
Right. Same thing with the Salah situation. Yeah. We should have
You've also let the market know that you need a right-sided player now.
Exactly. Because the club, the club that we just played today.
The replacement in.
The club that we just played today. Look at their succession plan. They let big names go so that the next person, Ronaldo is being one of them, Rooney is being one of them. Some of these players, Vanish Roy, bye-bye, we need to make place for this person, right? Beckham, you think you bigger than the club, peace. They've done it. Liverpool, if we're going to criticize our owners, that is the part where we need to criticize. Not this, they don't want to spend money. They let Salah go for free. So I don't want to hear, they're doing it for money. Salah could have given us 200 million a couple years ago.
Because if I am to play,
and you know, let Cabo say something.
All I was saying on the argument about transition, Mohamed Salah was the best player in the Premier League last season. Cody Gakpo contributed very effectively. They brought Isak in and Florian Wirtz on the expectation that those two players would still give you the same output or a little bit less, but that would be topped up by what Isak and Wirtz give you. So would you say that isn't a good transition?
If you're going to do it, then let Salah go. Let Salah go.
But that's not a transition.
No, but that's the part of the plan. Listen, you can have
No, but that's not transition.
Real quick, Pop. I was in the mode that I hate when Liverpool. Why can't we have Salah and Isak play? We always wait. So when Isak came and played with Salah, I'm like, okay, good point. But if you have two alpha dogs, they all want to eat. Who is going to sit back? Salah doesn't pass the ball to somebody to score goals. Yes, he tried to do it for Nunes, but we saw where all that balls went. How many passes does Salah give to anybody?
The leading assistant in the team.
Bro,
he was the leading assistant in the team last season. How you can say that?
Last year, keyword that's last madness. Year. We're talking about this year.
Yes.
This year,
Pops. When you go on last year, when you add in Isak.
We can't go off last year because last year's not helping us this year. Whatever Salah did last year can help us this year.
You lost me on that.
You see,
Pops.
You see, Kwasi.
Wait, Dean, let me ask Pop one question. Yeah. What has Salah done last year that has helped us this year?
He dropped off 50%.
Goals.
And
like 20 GA this season.
It was nobody saw that coming. This is what you saw. This is where it sounded exciting. You saw Nunes miss a lot of chances that Salah set him up for, and you said, you know what? If Salah gives those, because that's all you did. You said if Isak is Nunes and get them same chances, he can score 20 and Salah can have 40 assists. That's what you said when you made the purchase. That's exactly what you said. So don't change it now. That's what we said. That's
what. But Cav's question.
About my guy Nunes, man. You might wanted to check him out.
Pops. I'm not saying you're wrong on what you just said, but I'm answering the question that Cav asked me. Right? He said, "What based on what we saw today? Then why is it not working? Because of what you said." And I said, for that case, for what we're seeing right now, one of the main guys had to go, so that you give somebody else a chance for them to pick up. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong.
In the same respect, though, they brought a whole in the same summer. They brought a whole midfield and then went on to win the league. So in their minds, they're thinking you can just buy a load of players at once and it works because they've proved it. Outside Verts, Isak Ekitike, I don't need to transition this. I kind of have because I've kept hold of my.
But
that's
where you become
goal scorers from last season. You know, in their minds, they're thinking, why can't I just simply buy these 3 top stars and it just work?
Okay, Kev, fine, we did that. Fine, cool. We thought that was the plan. By January this year, things were not working. Why didn't we find another plan there in January? Why didn't we say, okay, this hasn't been working. We see some holes here and there. Let's improve on that. Why didn't we do that this year?
No,
because we had a hope. Remember,
January. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. And we just hoped, okay, it gets better. That's the problem. But the best blueprint at the moment, if you look, PSG, as much as Slot keeps saying it, they got rid of all the Neymars, the Messis, quick. Mbappe, remember at some point, they were offering Mbappe shares in PSG so that he could stay at the club. And they didn't want nothing with him. They realized, no, man, when the manager came, he's like, look at what he created, a machine. You see, you always need, like, for us with this whole sentiment. Look at this. The reason why Slot still has the job is because he won us the league last season. Regardless of what happened last year, we in the past. And I get it. Maybe I'm not a sentimental being. Maybe I believe in merit or meritocracy, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, your job is, if you have an objective, that every single year. You have a plan every single year. You can't tell me that the company made millions if you're a manager of the company. I guess maybe it's a wrong example. If the company made billions last year, you say, okay, I made you billions last year, so you must keep me on this position this year. But as you can see, the huge drop off, and it happens with everything. We do that with the players. Last year, I was one of the first. I don't know if you remember, KWASI. I was calling out Salah. I'm like, Salah can't be the man. If you remember, I said this many times. They're like, you're not. I'm like, bro, when was the last time you saw Salah dribbling past one player on one-on-one? And people are like, nah, bro, you're big.
No.
Yeah, you're being negative. I'm like,
the guy on my head, where you are, left or right?
Either side.
The same thing. And the guy below said no. So, but before we continue, before we continue, are you guys hearing that PGMO saying that the goal shouldn't have stand? Is it true, or is it somebody just posted that?
Bro, I told you it was a handball, bro. The goal shouldn't have stood.
Who cares?
What difference does it make?
Who cares?
But here's the problem. We can't say what difference it makes. If they got disallowed, the game would have finished 2-2.
Different. Yeah.
And bear in mind,
not necessarily.
Yeah. Could have been 2-1 up.
Yeah,
would have been 2-1 up. We scored 2-1.
Theoretically, we would be up 2-1.
Yeah,
it matters.
But Pops, let me just
say it's PGMO and the players, not the gaffer.
Yeah. We keep with them. Anyway, Pops,
small margin.
In terms of with Isaac and Salah, right? Because where I would agree with Kwasi, because we saw it earlier with Salah. Now, remember the period when Wirtz was going through his struggles, and there were, I think it was 2 games in a row where Salah could have just played him in to get his first goal, and he was selfish and he shot, right? And that would have been 2 assists for Salah there. You understand what I'm saying? So we didn't see that. So what Kwasi was saying is that when you decide to change so drastic, you're bringing Isaac and Wirtz, bro. You're literally telling the next big alpha, this is our future and you thing here. And you saw it with Salah, because there were instances when Isaac now came into the fold too. Isaac's begging for the ball and Salah shooting. We were seeing Salah shooting from some weird angles, and he could have passed the Wirtz and Isaac. So that's why Kwasi was telling you, where was the Salah who was passing the balls, right, and getting the assists? No, is that he got threat that, hey, 2 big dogs coming now, and I have to show you all that I'm still the king, right? So instead of passing to Isaac, who I know can finish that ball, I will try to score from a tight angle, and surely I even better than Isaac because I scoring and balls going in the cup end, balls saying there were clear games, Pops. Look at it early where they're showing you Wirtz free, Isaac free, and Salah not passing, and that's because when you're transitioning, you had to get rid of that and say, all right, thank Salah for the amazing season, But this season,
this is where we're going.
And Isaac, because they are the big boys, right? So I kind of agree with KWASI there when he was saying that.
Good. Yeah. So hindsight does always sound good. So since we can do the hindsight, let me do hindsight. So we signed Elise. So let me get my hindsight in. I got Elise signed now. And Salah in passing and he's shooting into the cup. I say, Salah, sit down, Elise play. How about that? See how the hindsight works now? Because now I get what I want. Because that's what I want. I wanted. I wanted. Here's something that you didn't understand, KWASI, when I said this. In this season, Salah to me didn't need to be the top of anything because you just bought Verts and Isak. What Salah needed to be was a top professional. He didn't need to be the best assister, just assist. And he didn't need to score the most goals, just score. I need you for 2 years. I'm paying you for 2 years. It went sour, but him and Verge are my 2-year bridge.
But Pops,
and I'm not dropping off.
I told you.
I'm keeping the levels up. Because
Pops, I do not disagree.
I got whoever you want for Isak, for Van Dijk, Jackie, whoever, if he's the next man in line, good. I have the two of them in hand. So I don't need those two players to play every single match, and I'm going to rest them together. So the camera can't pan to one and say, oh, Salah's been dropped and not Verge. No, the two of them sitting on the bench together, and we play an FA Cup game, and it's fine.
Pops, this is the part where you're not getting. I agree with what you're saying. I'm saying what the club did not do wrong is exactly what you're telling me. Because listen,
that's the problem. No, that's
that's what I'm saying.
That's your case.
But I agree with you. We both saying the same thing. But this is the part where you need to understand the part of Salah, where Salah also probably didn't get the message because Salah last year told us he and the manager had an understanding. Let me do this and I'll take care of you. They agreed. They did it. Salah took care of him. This year they did the same thing. It wasn't working. Hence the reason why the manager started benching him, and then in January he had a coup d'etat.
No. But here's the problem, now, KWASI. Last year, when you did it and you had the agreement, who was next to you or behind you? No one. There was no second. It was Salah and or bust. There was nobody else that was playing on the right hand side. Although our head coach claimed that Chiesa was his number 2. That's what he claimed. When he named the 6 up front, he said
from the basement.
Salah's backup. And we knew that
from the basement.
Good. So what we had was one right-sided player. We still needed another one. So as soon as you gave him the extension, you signed the other guy already. So that if things don't work out, you have the other guy in position.
But he
wants to win still, Don't get me wrong. Salah and Verge still won't be part of a winning team, So you think if you bring players in that can supplement them and keep it winning, that they can say, I
apologize if I'm saying something that you didn't mean earlier. This is why I believe Cav was saying we got, and I'll be saying the same thing, and this is me coming from me. We got senior players who's supposed to be leaders, who's supposed to give us that succession and transition plan, getting away with murder. They are not doing that. So when Salah's interview where he said, this is what I'm worried about, Salah, you had 2 years to take care of that problem that you are so-called worried about. And nobody could tell me that Salah did that. Can anybody tell me besides Salah taking care of himself, where you be like, oh, a young player should look at that and try to emulate that? But on the field, can we literally say Salah tried to show us high standard beside him scoring goals or assists? No. Virgil is the worst out of all of them. And I've said it. When it comes to leadership, he's the worst. He's a great player, the GOAT of center backs for me in the EPL. But when it comes to leadership, he's the worst. He should have never been the captain. It looks good on him. Hands up. But he should have never been the captain. We need players that keep the highest standard.
Who's the captain then?
So what?
Who's the captain?
That's what I'm saying. He is the worst. I'm saying. I'm not shy of that. He's the greatest son. He is the captain.
Strip him right now.
I wish if I had the power, I would have done it, Pops. If I had the power, I would have done it. Right now, I sent something to 12-man. Paulo Maldini was asked, John Terry versus Virgil. He gave John Terry credit, but the credit that he gave to John Terry was based on his leadership qualities. When he came to Virgil, he said Virgil is the better player out of those two. So that's what I'm saying. Liverpool, the people who were supposed to help the younger players with that high standards have failed us. And I believe that's why FSG is trying to clean house by kicking most of them out.
But where are the younger players?
Well, the academy players are not part of the younger players? That's why they built AXA Arena to put them closer to the
As far
manager.
as the head coach is concerned, is that the issue we've got is that we don't currently possess any of those players in our current squad outside of perhaps Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
And it's no surprise that Szoboszlai has been a bit of a shining light this season. I think he averages a goal or an assist every other game, 23 and 50, I think now in this season. He's a player that's self-motivated. He's a player that doesn't need, somebody taking his position. His position's been moved around all season. He doesn't need to be threatened with that. He doesn't need to do anything other than just motivate himself. He's the only one. And I think that part of this has got to be, I was as excited as everybody else in the summer, but I think hindsight's a wonderful thing. And what it's telling us right now is that you can have all the shiny things that you think are the best in class. And the reality is there ain't no grit behind it. As far as I'm concerned, we've signed some very good players. But unless you're gonna contribute them or not contribute them, you're gonna complement them with some real workhorses and some standard and some load bearers. It don't work, and I think that I've only read little bits. I've not seen the Salah interviews yet, but the bits I've read are pretty telling. And I think that's where, since Millie and Hendo and Sadio left and Bobby, these players that just worked, they were built on working, success come off the back of working.
Yeah.
That's all they know. And that's what they inspired everybody else to do. They're not here now. And you've got these players that have got bags of ability, technically, but they don't have that thing I said to Enz months ago. What we should do is smash up the coffee bar and have them training with no music on, lifting tires and shit.
I agree with you, Kev.
It sounds mental, but that's what they need. They need humbling.
No, I agree with you,
humbling these players. And that, for me, I don't say slot out because I think he's a bad manager. I say slot out because he don't have enough about him to change that. Yeah, and that's the thing. And then my worry is that there actually isn't my worry is that I'm looking around thinking, who actually is enough to change that? And that's where I think that this summer is going to be really telling, because I actually think we need to make some uninspiring signings.
Yep.
We need to sign some players
like
that
Milner.
are just ain't really the best around.
Yeah.
But they're grafters. They work hard. They are the first in training.
Like
They're good
Henderson.
characters. Fucking interview their grandmas if you have to. I don't care. Just make sure they're good characters that are going to inspire the rest of the group.
That's why we should
And
get
then
gay.
that might bring the best out of some of the more technical.
What I would say is players that know their roles, right? So like Henderson was never that type of player to say, well, I want to be the next Gerrard, or I want to be the next best player for Liverpool. He knew that he had a certain role to do in the squad. His what we loved Henderson for was his leadership, his running till the end, and that was his role, to give the midfield energy along with Wijnaldum and Fabinho, and to give that platform for Salah, Firmino, and Mane to do their thing. I think for me, how I look at it with this current team now is that Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz, all of them could say, well, I could be the guy to send our through ball, And for me, what you need is two good, solid guys, because we bought Wirtz for the big money, right? So Szoboszlai is doing well, but if in my opinion, I would prefer Wirtz to play the 10 than Szoboszlai to play the 10, right? I think Wirtz has a little more creativity, a little more flair, and a little more about in that attacking third than Szoboszlai. But for me, I would say you need to have players who understand their role, just like in Germany. Kimmich knows that he can make a true ball but if I give Wirtz the ball, he might have a better chance of creating something. So I know my role is to just support Wirtz and do what I could in time, right? So I think we need more of that coming in, just like you said, players who know their roles and say, okay, the big dogs in the team are Isaac. Let's say we get, let's say hypothetically we get Olise, right, and Wirtz. These are the guys that we're looking forward to create chances for us, and we are the supporting cast. just like how Wijnaldum, Fabinho, and Henderson was in the midfield. And I think for me, in our midfield currently, Gravenberch wants to do his turn. McAllister wants to look do the sexy passes where he making the long diagonals, and then we going away from the fact that everybody wants to be the star and we're not doing anything, right? Nobody's doing anything because everybody wants to think. And if we have more humble players and say, well, hey, I'm a Henderson, I know my role, I'm not going to try a shot from 30 yards out because it's not in my locker. I will give it to the guys who could probably do it, and then we might see a little better fruit next season.
You know, one thing that I know players, even superstars, respect are players who sacrifice and work their socks off. Henderson wasn't the best, but you had Salah, Virgil, all these superstars looking at him as, wow, we respect what he brings. Stephen G was a different type of beast, right? He did everything that Henderson did, and he was a 10 times better player than him. So when players are looking at that, I'd be like, wow, my captain, who's the best player on the team, is killing himself. I better get up or I'm going to be in the basement. Right now, we don't, you know, Conte being, he was good at what he does, but Conte, like he does the dirtiest work that you'll be like, bro, you don't need to do that. So other players are looking at him like, hey, I better step up. Even if you're a superstar, you are around him, you'll elevate your game. And that is the things that inspire other young players or other up-and-coming superstars to look at. It's not just always scoring the goal, it's the work that I can sit there and look at Cav and be like, man, Cav is the number 10, man. This guy has all the flares, but this guy, blood tears, he has blood tricking, and he is still playing. And me sitting there doing nothing, I got to get my behind up and do something. We don't have that right now. And that's why Virgil, I always look at Virgil. That's why I always look at, it's very easy to look at Salah. It's very easy to look at Salah because he doesn't score the goals. I mean, because he scores all the goals, and when he doesn't, I can come out and be like, oh, Salah did it. But Virgil needs to be critically looked at because a lot of times the mistakes that he does, come on, brother. You are way too good to be so nonchalant sometimes.
Well, you just made a statement. Now the Brexit midfield, as it was called, right?
I didn't hear your thing went out, Pop. Say it again. Your mic went out.
Sorry, I was saying the Brexit midfield that we used to be called, right?
Yeah.
No skill, no flair, just workers. They had a lot of people that say, oh man, we need to upgrade on the midfield. We need skills, we need flair, we need better players. And when we won, people saying, oh, look at Gravenberch on the turn and McAllister was this, and nobody was talking about Henderson and Milner and them after that, Fabinho and all that. All of a sudden now we back to, and a lot of people disrespected Henderson as an individual. This is a man, remember, he was supposed to be swapped. He was on the block to be swapped out. Henderson said, nah, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I'm going to fight for my spot. Never the best ability, never the top in whatever you want to call it, but that was the mentality. And we had it. We used to say, all right, you know, we got the no dickhead policy. All the players that we got are sound players. You look at Milner winning the bleak test, slapping men up. You had that. You had Salah coming in early, and Salah said when he came in early, you know, he see Mane, he see the other men training, so he trained
already in there.
And then they stay and train again, so he stay and train too. But they picked it up, or whoever it was that was driving it. But now, what we see in training looks too relaxed. Now, again, I don't know if this is the players who've relaxed, or if it's the club that themselves, if it's the head coach that says, you know what, Klopp had you training too much, because we complain about all the injuries. Klopp, too much training, too much hard work. Look at Slot's got it down packed. Him and his medical team have got it right. No injuries last season, whatever. Now this season, it's all gone to pot. It's the medical team ain't working, the men ain't training enough. Is the coffee bar? Is the lax? So the pendulum swings from left to right, and we gotta figure out how to get it in the center to get it balanced again. Because you need the workers.
You're right.
We need somebody in our team who says, you know what, you can't kick my man like that for no reason. No problem. I got you writing in the book. See, in the 70th minute, I can take a yellow card for you. Bang, hold on. We don't have one of them anymore. We ain't gonna bully.
Yeah, but I think
people say,
I don't really want to go wrong here. Pops, I think it comes from when you know that there's no one else who's going to, like, I think I'll go back to that point again. When you know, like, we hand on you, he's not the best player. So but he knew what he's best at. Shouting at you, smacking you in the back when you know, and motivating the players. He was a leader. And when it mattered, he would bang one. He scored a lot of a few nice top bins when you needed like those goals, right?
Yeah.
And he knew that there's no guarantee that he might start because there are a lot of better players. But so he did what he did best when he got the chance. The problem this time is all those guys that were expecting to do those things, they know either I do it or I don't. It doesn't matter because I'm still gonna play tomorrow. I'm gonna get paid.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
problem. You know that it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna play tomorrow. I'm gonna start regardless of how shit I am. Like, trust me. Just look at Van Dijk. Like Salah. He'll smile. He misses a one-on-one, like clear open goal. It's like he's smiling and he knows he starts. He'll think up the joint
It's
the
not
whole
like that
game.
anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, he smiles. And some of the guys will do this. The whole game, and they'll know they're starting this game. That's the problem. And the manager enables it because what happens is when he's favoring guys that they clearly remember. Recently, people were saying, or the players were saying in interviews, like, "Oh, we call him Gakpo the landlord." You know what the landlord means? He owns the space because they know that whatever way. And imagine they know that the manager loves this guy, and it doesn't matter how shitty this guy is playing, he's gonna start. Yeah. So if I become nonchalant, and I know I'm probably better than Chiesa, I know Chiesa is not starting. I know Gomez is in the basement. We know a lot of people, a lot of players in the basement. They will be chilling, guy. They're not even probably now. They're playing FIFA right now as we speak. We have one's wide and we're stressed after this performance. These motherfuckers, they literally in the club. They're chilling. They don't give a damn. That's the problem. And it all comes to the whole dressing room is not in sync. There's no because remember, Hendo was respected because who was coming after Hendo, which is the assistant manager, who's coming after the assistant manager, that's Klopp. The hierarchy, because if you don't want to put up, and what happens is in the we see this in training when everybody's training, we're running, we're doing drills and stuff, right? We see this, and then the manager says, I think all of us have played football, but the manager says, "Come here." They call you. The reason why they're calling you, and they see that. Even without the manager saying nothing, the players respect you because you're not only speaking and shouting, you are also trying your best. You know what I mean? You're putting in the work. The problem is, what is Van Dijk what is he gonna motivate people to do? Pass backwards, pass him to Konate. What is he gonna motivate them to do? And how many times have you seen Van Dijk make a mistake and he points at another player? How many times? He's supposed to be the leader to take the responsibility. He's pointing at Kekes like, or Gomez. But bro, you're the one who literally did this. That's your leader. Then that's a big problem. That's those they don't have the leadership quality because they are very complacent mentally. Like on paper, Van Dijk would be the perfect leader because he's got that authority, he's got the aura and everything. And that's also his biggest weakness because he knows and he thinks he rates high of himself. And that becomes like a blessing and a curse as well. Like your Milner. Milner was a grafter, bruv. Milner will play goalkeeper if we needed him. He was that's a leader right there. Like Hendo, Robbo would be a great leader, but look, now he knows he's out of the window. What is he gonna do? Like, they literally is actually going to, so that's a problem. Leaders have to like Gerard would. You see him defending, you see him passing, you see him like hit one from the center line if the players are not performing. And he rather shout at me after scoring. Not you just literally made the worst mistake to cost us the game, and you're shouting at me, and you're the one who's supposed to say this. But no, you're doing this. What did I do? Like even Kekes, I saw that at some point, I was like, what did I even do? You're the one who made that mistake. And that's the problem with our leadership. And Salah will be like,
Hey, you ever
whatever.
considered this? You ever considered this? It's not leadership. The players just aren't as good as we thought they were.
God damn, son.
Could be, yeah. Could be.
Let me propose this to you, right? Florian Wirtz, £116 million, flat to deceive this season, but shown glimpses, nice touches, nice turns here and there to make us think, oh, actually, no, there's the star player in there. Just needs motivating, just needs a squad around him. if he was that good, right? Why didn't Man City sign him? Why didn't Real Madrid sign him? If it was available, 100 million, it's not out there reach. You ever considered that maybe they evaluated it and went, nah, let him go Liverpool, we'll sign someone else, i.e. Shirky.
Oh,
and actually, he ain't as good as we all think he is.
Good point. Cal, real quick. When I said, and I know Ants wants to get out of here, at the better position, at the favorite position, that second goal that is supposedly hand goal, if a right back was playing that position, they would have known that as soon as the ball left, you run out. You could look at it right now. Virgil was screaming at Curtis, get out, and Curtis paying him no mind. Paying him no mind. So, yes, leader is talking, but I think when it comes to the leader, I think right now, Virgil, a lot of it, they've turned him out. They don't listen to him anymore, which is also a problem when your leader, nobody listens to your leader anymore, whether it's the players or the leader. But in terms of the players-wise, if it was a right back, play right back, first thing they know that the ball is out, run out. Because if Curtis run out, Šeško is offside.
You say that because that would make logical sense, but then we've seen this season that players can't do the basics. Players can't do the basics. I've seen stuff this season where I'm questioning if they're even footballers anymore.
But
maybe they learn so
honor,
much that like the capacity is full, and what they learned at the start of their careers is dropped off. And the advanced stuff is there, but the basics is fell away. You know.
Yeah. Fundamentals gone. Fundamentals gone.
Yeah.
But Your Honor, hold on there, Dean, because I had a good right. Yeah. So, but Your Honor, again,
the lawyer gonna come back in.
Yeah, I'd like to object on Cav's use of my clients. Right, Germany's Player of the Year. Right, back to back Bundesliga Player of the Year. Anybody could see that he's the future. That's why I always say is the future we bought votes for. So in case he becomes that Ballon d'Or type of player, you have investment there, so it will look like a bargain in the future. Right, but Tav, I agree with you, bro. I think, but as I was saying before, if Wirtz go PSG, brother, he go Real Madrid, he go Barca, he goes Bayern, he going to be cooking on every stage. In the league, in Champions League, it's just we had a horrible season. I just hope that we could get a manager that could unlock the best of him, because for me, I've seen Wirtz play in tougher games than Burnley and stuff and perform, right? And that's on the world stage. So you have a player there. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out. You all remember Shevchenko when he was ripping it up in Italy? He came in Chelsea and he looked a shadow of himself. Torres, he was ripping it up in Liverpool. He went to Chelsea. It happens, and that's why I don't want to say he's a bad player and stuff. And I still believe that Wirtz will come good for Liverpool. My only worry right now is Isaac, because that injury-prone thing. He's shown that in Newcastle and he's getting older, so it could become worse. So I'm more worried about Isaac than Wirtz, but let's just wait and give Wirtz another season, and then we could bring his name and slander it here with proof that thing. But we have a player in there, right, Your Honor? So I just want to object. Right,
I hear it. You're doing the Klopp and Oxlade-Chamberlain thing. He's loyal as hell, you know. This guy's played almost 60 games for us for an entire season and did mish, and you're still defending him. All right. You know, when we hear this time next year, you're like, no, next year it'll be good. Next year.
Yeah, but I think for me the thing is there's a lot of players out there that you can say they're injury prone, right? That's all based on how you play. You know what I mean? Like it all depends. You could play football in a way, in a way that can accommodate him. Like Isaac is not like we spoke about it earlier, he's not he's not a first nine. Why is coming in midfield to come and get the ball so that you can make a touch? Like, and you expect him to now score afterwards, and he can't even get the ball because it's with Van Dijk and Konate. Yeah, and he has to get it off them first, and then when he now tries to go forward with the ball, he has to now either sprint or whatever. It doesn't make any sense, Like it's a matter of we have to play and making sure that we know. Like for instance, it all goes even with the pace of the player. When I say that Salah is getting old, he doesn't have the pace anymore. So why is he still playing like he's still young? He's a teenager. Now you change him. You change the way you approach the game. I think we did that. I think he's no longer the flying wing, whatever. He's coming in behind like is it under or overlapping, cutting inside, whatever. He changed the position a little bit. That's what you do as a coach, as a manager. Look at your players, see how you can accommodate see how you can manage their minutes, and see how so we can say, yeah, he's injury prone, but he's gonna give you goals. Let him bang 50 goals and gets injured for a month. We have another good backup until he gets, he gets fit again. And the backup was still gonna bring in some goals, but doing something completely different. He comes on because for me, playing with a striker like Isak, it just makes the defenders panic. That's all that is, because the defenders won't be comfortable. That's why you need a number 9 like Isak. He'll be there like this, his shoulders and your shoulders. So I think, yeah, we can, even with Vents, I think some of I understand the criticism. There's certain elements that I'm like, Vents, come on. There's the 2-9. It's like everything has to look. I think he's living for Instagram or TikTok, whatever. He's playing football for that because everything has to look perfect. He has to make a turn here, and then he has to pick up, and then he has to make the right pass or the chip here. Sometimes do the basic things. Just play basic football. Get the ball, pick up, pass, shoot. If you can hit it hard. And also sometimes he gets roughed off the ball a little bit more. He doesn't have the cojones, I guess. So those are things that you as a team, as the coaching staff, you look at that. I wonder when they say they watch the tapes. What tapes are they watching? Only fans. Like, I don't get it. What tapes are they watching? If you come back next game and you do the same thing, because the purpose of rewatching the game is to see what was going wrong or what went wrong or the mistakes that you make so that you can improve the next one. So you saw clearly playing this player here and this approach didn't work. So now this next game we have to make adjustments here and there. Then we are so we won't be talking about injuries and what, like that injury that he had was actually unlucky for him because that guy hit him literally almost broke his leg. So we can't blame Isak for that. He broke it. Yeah, we can't blame Isak for that because he scored the goal. So that happens. That's football. That happens all the time. So when he's fit, use him wisely so that you can definitely miss him. If he bangs, like, look at Haaland, he'll bang in, and when he's injured, you can see they're already probably on 18 points or whatever points clear already because they've got the goal aggregate. They scored a lot of goals. And when he comes back, they feed him, he scores a lot of goals. So that's the problem. We don't have that. We don't know how to play within our players' strengths because we're expecting them to do magic. We're relying on, he says it. I hope the players will look at the situation and do what's right for that situation. So he's relying on the players to do what's right, but he's not really giving them that instruction to say, brother, this is the approach. We do this, we pass here, we do this, we know if this is not working, I'm going to make adjustment here. Now I'm going to sub you off, I'm going to bring this player, let's change the approach. Like what he was doing when he won the league, and I applauded him for that. I'm like, this guy is one of the best to look at situations, analyze, maybe, and it happens because you get complacent and you think, now it's my turn now to shine, let me show them that, and that's a problem with us. I get what you mean. Maybe we overrated them when you called them and we paid all these amounts. Yeah. However, how is it even some of our youngest players, like obviously like the fringe players, how is it so much that we don't even see the improvements from what are they doing in training? Because you're supposed to allocate, like we know this with all the big clubs, they allocate coaching staff on a player, say, hey, this is your weaknesses, this is your strengths. this is what you need to work on. This is what you need to improve on. Then they go through, the routines to improve those things. So what are we doing to those so that when they are ready, when they get a chance to play in the first team, they are ready. So I don't think we're doing any of that, because, and if you think they're not the right quality, like Ramsey and Chiesa, sell them. We're the window in January. Why did you? We should have brought the players that you think are better number twos, but he didn't. So that's why I get frustrated, man. And I say this: as much as we know, we're not going to point fingers at the owners or Slot, but I think Slot, he's a coach, so he doesn't have to manage, doesn't have to do that mean stuff. He has to coach and coach the players, improve the players. You can't tell me, no, I don't have good players in that position, but you, the one who's supposed to tell whoever is buying the say, bro, we're short here. Or let me try and improve, because Ramsey, from what I saw, he's not that bad. And if you think it's bad, because some players, sometimes you need to identify like potential and say, okay, you've got a nice cross and he's got a good cross also. He's good position-wise when it comes to defending. From what I saw, even preseason, like Ramsey's not a bad player. So what is he lacking? Okay, this and this and that. You coach that. You're a coach. If he doesn't improve, then you say, look, I've tried, I've given him minutes, not in what you think how he's going to perform, and then you already decide, I'm not going to play him. So that's bullshit. That's why I think that's the problem with Liverpool. We don't know what we want. We're everywhere. We're trying to do this. It's not working, so therefore we have to replace with this. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, Cap. I don't know what you guys think.
Send an email to Arne Slot, bro.
Who am I? It's gonna go to spam. It's gonna go to spam, bro. It's gonna go to spam.
Big up to Baraf as well. I don't know. And speak on your man, Arne. There's bare man out here defending him still. I don't know if there's bare people defending him. I heard one person defend him, not loads. After the first half, I was playing a proper mashing, mate. We got kicked in 2 goals and we couldn't see it out still. Your man Arne Slot has sucked out the mentality. Not my guy. Why is he my guy? How is he my guy, bro? I've wanted this guy gone a long time ago. Why is he my guy?
Maybe a Slot in.
Nah, bro, that's you guys, innit? I remember you guys were on the memory. You guys were late. Pretend that you was always here. But listen, I'm leaving it there, man. We've been there for what, 3 hours, that's crazy, bro. Wait, we lost another game, 19 L's.
Yeah.
We got one more L. One more L and it's 20 losses this season. We still got Chelsea, Brentford, Villa.
That's it.
Is that it, Villa?
Yeah.
But we're not winning any of those games.
Chelsea.
We're playing Europa League next season.
Tottenham are brushing Villa right now 2-0.
Yeah,
so maybe we do.
Yeah,
maybe we can. All right, let's get out of here, man. Big up to everyone. Big up to the callers. Big up to the lads. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. At some point. Peace out.